Okay, I'll be right there. I can't see who's here. I see 3. Hello, 3. Just making tea. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. So, hold on. Hey, Mary Kim, Laughing Lori, Brandy. How are you? My glasses are driving me crazy. Oh, I have to change my thing. 1 second. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Uh-oh. Hang on. That. Hey, Miss Mary. Hi, Kelly. I'll be right there. I mean, I'll be on the screen in just 1 second. I'm just finishing making my tea, and I just have to change. I think. Ow. Does it still have a different title for me on the live, like something like yesterday's title? Can anyone see that? I don't know where I'm going to put my tea. It's burning me. Hi, Mystery Truth Seeker. Now, why isn't my mouse? Okay. Just hang on 1 second. I just want to go change this. Okay, so be live stream. There must not be any notifications or something because... Let me see here. So what is the title that it gave us? See, yeah, it's still doing... Okay, well, we are going to discuss those. But let me just change the order, so... Okay, get rid of this. All right. Your son got his driver's license today, Linda? Congratulations. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Patricia. Hang on, I'm coming back in. I just wanted to change this. All right. All right, let me find my way back in. You're so scared. Yeah, I'm still scared of my older kids, but let's see here now. Okay, how do I get my... Hang on, my video. Now make my video big. Okay, there I am. Ooh. I look rough. I went walking after I made that other video, and it was so humid. Hair is a wreck. I don't care. Messy hair. I don't care. Hi, Julie. Who else do we have? Maddie. Hi. You haven't been getting notifications. Hi, Andrew Kelly. Hi, Hugo Girl. Where is April F? I gotta check on April F and make sure she's okay. She's always here, and I just realized I haven't seen her in a few days. I mean, she might be on vacation, but I hope everything is okay, April F. We're missing you. I'll send you an email. Okay. Sharon, hi. You go, girl. Linda, did I get you? You got a notification. Well, this is something huge going on or something? We're not even early or anything. I mean, we were early before, but You're not getting notifications either? It's supposed to get cooler here tomorrow. I'm not happy about that. I mean, it's not that warm to begin with. No notifications. Hi, Veronica, for the past week. Crazy. Someone, where's my chocolate? What happened to my chocolate? Oh, I think I left it up somewhere else. Okay. Hey, Candace. Hi, Sheila. How's everybody doing? Okay, good. It's been 90 there all week. I swear, Charlene. Hi, Charlene. You live somewhere else other than me. Don't get me wrong. It's been hot here, but I mean, I was cold last night. Okay, I couldn't keep like the door or anything open. Today I had to like shut off just the ceiling fans. But I mean, it's supposed to get a little cooler tomorrow, I think Jimmy said. So I think it was probably in the 80s maybe or something. But I don't know. You live in a different part of New York. Twilight Zone. You had to unsub and sub back. Hi, Lonnie. So what's going on? I saw a bunch of live stuff about that there's an earthquake that's going to hit or something. What's going on with that? Did you guys see that? There were lives like 8.4 predicted or something. I didn't watch them. I just saw them. They came up on my feed. You haven't been to a live. Hi, Amanda. You've been working on location. Another one. Aussie. Remember Aussie? Where are you, Aussie? Hope you're okay. It's been in the 90s here. What part of New York, Kelly? Where are you? We've been having a lot of rain too, but thankfully in the last few days we haven't had rain. But it might thunderstorm tomorrow, I think. I'm waiting because the next rainy day I'm going to Ollie's to get the carpet for the raft and stuff. But now that I'm waiting for a rainy day, it's not going to come. Hey, Carrie Lynn. Hey, whisper to me. So, what was I asking? Oh, about the California earthquakes. Nobody saw that in their feed? You need rain desperately, Charlene? Well, I know we have so much rain, but my tomato plants still need my tomato plants are growing like you can't even believe. Oh! This is our first harvest. It's our first tomato. It's supposed to be a cherry tomato. It actually looks like a little regular tomato, but the rest are all green. This is the first one that's red. This is our first harvest of the season, but our plants are unbelievable and growing tomatoes like crazy. I have another open letter already done. It helps me get my venting off. Isn't that, yeah, it's a big harvest. Tomatoes are doing good. The peppers are slow. My herbs are good. The pineapples, the ones I put outside, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they got too much sun or what. I had to move them to the other side. I hope those are okay. Because they turned a little like yellow on some leaves. I was like freaking. So what's going on, Lamb Chop? Tell me about the earthquakes. You're in oh, you said Kentucky? I thought you said New York. You're 98 degrees there, sorry, and the heat index 103 and the humidity. Whoo, where are you, sorry, again? Your raspberries are late? Oh, thanks, Veronica. You've been in a lot of pain. You fell? I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. No, it's really slow getting to me. Hope nothing happened. Hey, Julie T. Evelyn, though, I just saw a bunch of stuff. Let me see if I see it now in my news. Not my news. Yeah, whatever. Said lives, and it was all about the earthquakes. Okay, so no, it's not telling me that. That's crazy. Now it's not even telling me any lives except my own. Before it was telling me that there were like 3 lives on the earthquake, that an 8.5 was coming or something. Nobody saw that other than me? Oh boy. Okay. Very weird. Very weird. I'm getting really scared here. Hold on, I've got to find my way back. Okay, I'm back over here. All right. Hey, Joanne. Thursday morning. Is it Thursday morning? I'm so lost this week. You were at Walmart with your son and your back went out. Ooh. The cashier almost called 911. Thankfully, my son got me safely home. Oh, I see. Wow. Tessa, I hope your back feels better. That's terrible pain. Hey, Deborah. Oh, okay. The 7.1. Lockdown, not location. Oh, I missed where you said you are again. I'm trying to see where you are again, sir. I always miss everything. You're late, sorry, right? And then you really weren't late because we really... Oh, you're in St. Louis. Oh, so Random Guy Jeff is in Missouri too, right? Yeah. Oh, don't tell. That's what it said in my feed. I was asking. St. Louis. Okay. Hi, Ivy Lynn. Hi, D90. Hi, Colin. Hey, Margie. Hey, Lamb Chops. Jenny Joe, hi. Ryan, you're in St. Louis. Okay, so nothing happened, right? The jury is still out on that. I'm surprised. Charlene, what's going on with that? They didn't come back with a verdict, right, on the Nelson penalty? And they're deliberating, right? What's taking them so long? Hey, Irish Eyes. Your sugar has been bottoming out and getting very dizzy. Passing out, it's awful. Oh, hope everything's all right, Kelly. Hey, Bugs to rescue. On June 13th? Is that what's going on? So what are you guys all doing? I think you mean July, right? You mean July? That's Friday the 13th as well, because somebody just told me that. Who was it? Whispered to me? Yes, right? I didn't even know we were having Friday the 13th because I can't remember the days of the week anymore. I don't, Nicole, yeah. I was late in a court of watching my vid to Robbie. Robbie. So are any of you getting out of the way on the Friday the 13th if there's predicting, is that when you mean it, July? No, it can't be. Wait a second, I am so confused. Hey, whisper to me. You said Friday was the 13th. What's today? It's not Friday the 13th, whisper to me. Where's Whisper to Me? Because Whisper to Me told me Friday was the 13th. Whisper to Me is here. I want to hear Whisper to Me. I realize it's the 12th now, but I'm trying to find out. I want to make sure Whisper to Me knows that it's the 12th. Where are you, Jigsaw Puzzler? Are you back in New Hampshire or something? Or are you still in Arizona? Your husband's birthday is Monday the 16th. Okay. Good morning, Vincina. Hey, Two Scooter. Where's Whisper to Me? Whisper to Me is here. You're back? Okay. Probably looked at it wrong. Probably. Okay. All right. Whisper to Me knows. Okay. So see Whisper to Me? We don't have to worry about Friday the 13th. All right, so where's Charlene? Nothing on the Nelson penalty verdict. Now, why is that taking a long time? I'm going to look at the mail. Because I promised someone I had to show 2 pictures. And let me see. It's humid here because after I made that video, that one, I went and took a walk and I was sweating like crazy when I got back and my hair was like I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Checking mail. Okay, Christine Davies says, "Hi Carolyn, it makes me wonder why Scott Nelson did not go to his congressman or woman or social services with his issues of inhumane treatment after his prison release rather than murdering an innocent woman." Right, absolutely. Okay. Joanne, you should be in the group now, Joanne Glover. Oh, the turtles and the popsicles. Yeah, they're very cute. Okay, let me see here. Joanne. Let me see something here. Okay, 1 second. Why can't I find... Why can't I find those pictures? Hang on. I'm losing my mind. You all know that, though. Why can't I find the 2 pictures that you sent me? Oh, I know. Hold on a minute. I can just... Let me search for them with something else. This is crazy. Oh, I know. Never mind. Oh, it couldn't be that one. Here, this one? Okay, I got him. No. Yes, no. Okay, what is it? Come on. Okay, here they are. Submitted 2 pictures for your entertainment, show and tell. The before and after of the still. Remember the dog toy had a fabric you could not figure out. Okay, so the before of Joanne's stove picture. Okay, that's the before, and then the after. So that's the, see, look, you pay attention to the head. Okay, because there's the new toy. She replaced the toy that the dogs ate. They've probably already eaten this one already. And these other new dog toys. And everything's covered with towels, which could be a fire hazard if you turn the stove on by mistake, but okay. Just don't turn the stove on. All right. Thanks. Does anybody have any stories to tell? Somebody wanted to discuss a crime case. Who was it? Joe Glover? Who wanted to discuss a crime case? Somebody said they wanted to discuss a crime case. Was it you, Joe Glover? Who was it? Somebody emailed me yesterday and said, could I come in and discuss a crime case? Who was it? Speak up now. We could use a crime case talker. Not you? Okay, then if it wasn't you, then who? You have one question? Sure. You have a crime question? Okay, do you want to call in? Yeah, but somebody sent me an email. I have to look. I get so many emails. You just don't even understand. My inbox, it's so hard to find anything. I just wish there was a better way. Okay, so yeah, it wasn't you about that. Okay, it wasn't you, Joe Glover. You emailed me on something else. Oh. No, it wasn't. Oh. Yeah. Is Simon DeBee here? He would like to talk about the Jen Soaring case. It's a fascinating case. I'm very invested in it. I could give a short presentation. Is Simon DeBee here? No, my name is Simon. Let me know, Simon. We're all ready for your presentation that you have, and anybody else want to go on in the talk about a true crime? Talk about anything? Talk about your day? About what happened when you went to the store? Archie. Simon DeBee said that last night they wanted to call in and discuss that case. You're still working on a really cold odd case to present. Hard to find info, but you're getting there. Okay. UK woman 60 falls and lands on her drink. Oh, that's horrible. That's like those beach umbrella things when they go through the people's eyes. I can't handle that. Sorry. Have I missed a lot? No, Brenda, you're good. You're all good. So, oh, stop, Vivi. What is that? I've also been talking to the mother of the girl who went missing when we were kids. She will never stop searching. Oh, you should call in and tell us that story. Random guy Jeff, you had a friend that went missing as a child? You should call in and tell that story. Start chanting, people. Tell the story, Jeff. Tell the story, Jeff. Tell the story, Jeff. Tell the story, Jeff. Okay, that was easy. No wonder you got married after 2 weeks and someone just showed up on your doorstep. Want to get married? Yeah, sure. Sorry, it was just too easy, Jeff. Okay. I'm not going to put a subject in it. There was a shark seen on the beach in Florida. Don't think anyone died though. What beach, Jigsaw? Oh, we need a laundry update too. You should do live laundry, and then with everybody, that would be something. Teach you a life skill. Think about that live. So if Jeff shows up in his laundry room on camera, and then everyone can guide him through the process. Wouldn't that be nice if you could guide somebody through something like personal, just a personal guide? My mother, when the GPS first came out in the cars, she used to keep telling me, ask the lady. And I'm like, Mom, she's not live. My mother thought for a minute like it was like an air traffic control, that I had somebody personally watching my car. I've got Carolyn, I've got her going down Route 17. I've got her going down Route 17 West. She's going, nope, Carolyn, you're going to miss that exit, right? So I'm like, Mom, it's not live guidance. It was funny. But can you imagine if you had that? Like, I don't know how to do my laundry. All right, come on, camera, we'll help you do your laundry. I don't know how to cut, like my daughter the other day, I don't know how to cut a pineapple. How do you not know how to cut a pineapple and be my daughter, okay? And then I even have one of those quirky things that go in. You can't see them in the light, with the light, with the light, with the light, with the light. Your mom asked you how much the lady on your GPS gets. paid because she does such an excellent job. Yeah, that sounds like something my mother would have asked, but she was like, because we were lost somewhere. I had my sister. We were, and she's like, just call the lady up. Just call her up and tell her we're lost. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. What's up?
I hate apricots. Did you see me down there complaining about that?
You hate apricots?
Yeah, these look really good at the store. I've never tried them before. I thought they would be more like peaches or something.
No, they're very good for you. They have a ton of iron.
Really?
Yeah, you have a ton of
But
iron.
they're real squishy.
Well, apricots are usually really good. I mean, and they're usually more expensive fruit, so you should enjoy them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I guess. I didn't know if I don't know what I'll do with them. They just seem like they've already been chewed before, and I'm not fond of them.
So then you should put them in like a smoothie, maybe.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I'll probably do something like that. But anyway, yes, I do have a friend that I knew. It was not a close friend, but nonetheless, we went to school together and knew each other. And back then, you know, instead of texting, you exchange handwritten notes with your friends, and we would do that sometimes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we were 12 years old, and we used to all go. They had a dollar movie, you know, that played movies that were out a little bit longer than the others, and then they would buy just like 2 movies on 2 screens and show them, you know, for like $1 instead of the normal price of a show. Mm-hmm. So kids loved to go up there. They had a full arcade that you could play on and everything. So anyway, one night we hadn't gone up there together, but groups of friends, you know, we would meet and play in the arcade, and sometimes we would even skip the movie so that we could just keep playing the games and hanging out.
Was this in Missouri?
And yes, in Missouri, in Independence, Missouri.
That's my only question right now. You can go ahead.
Okay, right on. So, anyway, so there's a whole group of us, you know, from every school hanging out. So I had seen her that night, and the reason why that is important here is because that's the night that she disappeared later. I don't know if her name was Jody, and I don't know if she actually went into the movie. I couldn't confirm because, you know, there was an investigation that went on, and I didn't really have any information. Well, the thing is that it was reported that she had left the movie theater sometime that night. She had an older boyfriend that was old enough to drive. And I guess they ended up at his house, you know, his parents' house. And she got in a fight with him. She called her mother, who was a single mother. She called her and asked, hey, can you come pick me up? By this time, she was in Kansas City, which is, you know, Independence is a suburb of Kansas City. So it was like the next town away, so to speak. And her mom said, no, I don't have a car. What are you doing clear out there? And she said, well, I'm just going to walk home because I got in a fight with him. And that's the last anybody ever heard of Jody. Well, through the years, I mean, things started to emerge. Her mother's name is Brenda. And as I mentioned down in the chat, which sparked me in the call, is I've been in touch with her, like, we're talking like Christmas and stuff like that once in a while, like not every year, but I'll contact her for the most part, at least maybe once a year, and let her know, hey, you know, just thinking of you and thinking of Jody and everything. And she really seems to appreciate that, you know, because it's been so many years. And so any, you know, it's just like when someone that you know passes away.
Right.
You know as well as I do, it tapers down a little bit. People stop asking, and, you know, I mean, this woman is so determined. I mean, she went ahead and she has 4 other children that are all grown now, but that same picture of Jody gets circulated. Well, several years ago, I believe it was 2013, the cold case files hit it, and they did one of those age progression things of her, of what she would look like, and she still had no hits. She has been on the talk circuits, and I mean, been to psychics, whatever, you know, for years, and I have never seen anybody so determined. But then again, I don't know a lot of people that have a missing child out there either. But I explained to her the other day how it feels so humbling to me in a way when I see pictures of Jody where she's just like frozen in time. And here's this innocent looking girl with her big giant glasses looking out at you in her school picture. And it looks like if she could tell you the whole answer, she definitely would, you know. It's just like almost at the tip of your tongue. It's kind of like when, the Shanann Watts, and whenever there's murder victims like that. At least that's how I feel a lot of times when I look at, pictures of her, and everything. I just feel like, why aren't you talking? You're right there. I see life in you. I mean, does that make any sense?
Yeah,
you just feel like.
Yeah, it did. But I have a question to ask you. Did they interview the boyfriend?
Yes.
And what happened?
They had. Well, this is what's so strange, and I will tell you, Brenda, her mother, has tried to get the police to listen to her theory on this, and she hasn't had much luck. And this is one thing that I'm kind of leaning towards trying to do for her, at least to bring it back up, to the forefront of things. Because, like I said, her pictures remain, the age progression and the original remain on the Kansas City Police Department's website under their cold case file.
Where are they? Can you send me a link so we can throw them up?
Yeah, I'll send them to you after we're done, because I can't do it now because.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm on the. Okay, but anyway, this is something that you're not going to see on there or hear about in the articles. There was a guy, his name was Gregory Breeden, Breeden, that was around Kansas City. Well, along that same time, I believe it was 1987 or early 88. Now, Jody went missing in 85. But there was a guy, creepy dude, man, and they picked him up, and all of a sudden they said, well, they believe that he is the lead suspect in a rash of bodies that were coming up dismembered without any legs on them. He was just leaving the torsos in the Missouri River. And they were finding these. Well, the police department wasn't really at the forefront of telling the public, oh, we might have a serial killer, until they decided to bring this guy in. Well, this is ironic, too, because I don't want to give anybody the impression at all that I just live in a small town, because I don't. Independence itself has like 120,000 people. Kansas City, 500,000, But it seems like a small world, because one of the first houses that I lived in along that time, Greg Breeden ended up owning it, and he used it as like a storage house, like just full of junk. It was one of the houses, and I didn't know who he was yet, but I had seen this guy over there. The city would always come and put a note on the door of that house that said, you have to mow the grass or we're going to fine you. And he never lived there, but he did come there and would eventually mow like 2-foot tall grass. I heard this guy over there just laughing like manically one time in the backyard. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He always gives me and my wife the creeps anyway. And he's just laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? And he looks down and starts pointing. He was purposely mowing over rabbits and having them spit out of the lawnmower chute and just laughing. I know I'm like, man, that guy is like really sick, I didn't like when he came by. Well, I found this out way later after he was caught. And what I'm saying he was caught is that they never got enough evidence together to indict him or charge him with these murders. And so they ended up holding him on trumped up bad check charges. Like, the judge was aware of him being the prime suspect in these cases of missing and dismembered girls. And so they gave him like the maximum stupid amount, 25 years, some bad checks. And he, of course, fought it and everything. But not only did the murders and the bodies dry up, but they did some investigation. And one of the reasons why they believe that Greg Breeden had something to do with it is because he had slaughterhouse experience and butchering and stuff. And the way that they were saying that these bodies were, dissected was very meticulous. Yeah. I'm not trying to get all gross, but it is. No,
I understand. Yeah, and it's an important part of the case. Yeah. And then the other boyfriend, the one that she was in the car with, right? That she got in a fight with.
Yeah.
Do you know where he is today?
No, I don't. And I'm actually supposed to talk to Brenda for the first time in years. We're planning to plan a phone call like in the next week or so. Yeah, and I'm really hoping to get more information from her and even put out there, her theories on this. And I know that she's had a lot of frustration because they won't follow particular leads. I mean, she would be very glad, at this point, just to find out what happened to her daughter. And there were a couple that were unidentified, and she had always fought to find out if one of those was Jody. I mean, the timing is there and everything. The place where Greg Breeden was known to operate is there. So, yeah, I think she kind of tends to think that might be what happened to her.
So this guy that was held on, this Greg, he's out now, or he committed?
No, he died of a heart attack in jail, like in 2014. Before anything, and they were still, what they told us anyway, is they're still working on it. They're still working on it, getting enough information. Of course, he protested his innocence till the day he died. It's not me, I didn't do it. But there has to be a lot of information that the police department had that they did not share about this, or else why would they be kind of making Kansas City think for years, this is another serial killer and this is who he is, but we can't convict him of anything. We can't try him. But all this information has not been provided to her mother either. So,
and is her mother still lives in Missouri as well?
No, actually, she's down in Texas now. And, she had no choice but to go on with her life, so to speak, and raise the other kids and everything, but she definitely hasn't forgotten. And I don't know if anybody else, there's a good chance that somebody else there that's listening tonight knows of another person, another missing persons case or something, and they might be able to vouch for the fact that, it's nice to still touch in with the people, That's what I think. Because she really seems to appreciate it, because all these years later, man, it's like, 35 years now.
Wow.
So it's pretty strange. But I'll definitely send you the information links to that too when we get done today. Okay. And also, while I am on the subject, I can also share that I kind of ran around with somebody that ended up executed by the state of Missouri a few years ago.
You ran around with them?
Yeah. His name was Alan. I'm sorry, what?
You didn't marry them?
No, it's a guy.
Okay.
I didn't. Well, gay marriage wasn't even legal there, so I didn't even go there, okay? Okay. The guy's name was Alan Nicholson. Great big old sturdy dude, man. And I met him, it's a long story, but my mom was crazy. I think a lot of people heard me say that before. She had this thing where she wouldn't let me have a key to the house, and so sometimes I'd have to take a brick to the window to break in to get food and stuff.
She didn't mind that? She didn't mind the brick to the window?
Yeah, she did, but what could she do, I was a kid. I was starving because she wouldn't let me in the house. That's the truth. And because she didn't believe that I should be gone past 9 p.m. on any given night, so I'm pretty much stuck running around on my own.
Wait. You mean because you missed your curfew, she wouldn't let you back in the house?
Right.
Now, can I just say something about that? Isn't that silly? Because here she is, right? She's worried that, what does she enforce this curfew for? Because she's worried that if you're out past 9, something's going to happen, right? But then you come home, how late?
Well, sometimes it would literally be 9:02. It'd be 9:02, and how I accessed it was like through a sliding glass back door, and you'd have to put a stick in it for security. And she would purposely be sitting there and wait until I parked my car, had a cigarette, got out, and if it was 9:02, she would let me see her putting that stick in the door and slamming the curtain on me.
Wait, you were driving a car?
Yeah, I have my own car.
Okay, so how, you were 16, 17 years old?
But before that though, I still was not allowed to be out past 9, and so there was only a handful of all night restaurants. Walmart wasn't even around here then, so I'd have to hang out with older people and drink coffee or whatever just to kill time, and then I'd have to make sure to get back into her house like before 7:30 when she'd be leaving for work. And if I missed that opportunity, then I would be stuck out because literally sometimes I would break the window to get in through the garage, go in there and snatch some lunch meat or some raw hamburger and take it to the park to cook it on their grill or whatever.
Okay,
Yep.
So when you would see her putting this, and you would knock on the door and be like, "Mom, it's 9:02 for crying out loud."
Yep.
She wouldn't open the door.
Nope. She would ignore me. She'd be like, well, going to bed. Or point up. There was a clock on the kitchen wall there where the sliding door was. And she would point up at the clock and then slam the curtain.
And was she the only
Yeah.
one in the house?
Yes.
And so,
Unless my
and then
brother
if
happened
you, if
to
you
be
said right then and there, I'm going to, knock the door down, Mom, if you don't open the door.
Hmm. I would try that, but she would not give a rat, Carolyn. Honestly, she thought it was better that I'm hanging out with people that I shouldn't be. I mean, I ended up. This is no joke. I
I
ended up
can't even
hanging around.
imagine doing that to my
and
older sons at
waking
that
up.
age.
I ended up waking up in so many different places. I didn't even know where the hell I was, and I wasn't drunk or never did drugs or anything like that. But yet, I ended up hanging out with a lot of people that did drugs and stuff because a drug house, they don't think you're a cop, they think you're cool, just come on in and crash on the floor, it's just a scummy old place.
Oh, Hennessy said, "Were you a bad boy, Jeff?" No, he said he wasn't a bad boy. He was the hall monitor. Where was your hall monitor girlfriend?
That was in the 6th grade.
Yeah, but you married her.
She lived in the same neighborhood as I did, and her dad worked at the Ford Motor Plant, and he worked nights. He didn't approve of me spending the night, but her mom was cool and didn't care, so she would try to sneak me in there and let me eat sometimes. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, you can even talk to any of my friends going up there, like, God, why is your mom such a you-know-what? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, it's so much better
I just
if you
can't even imagine. If I would have done that to my sons, right, they would have broke the door down. I mean...
Yeah, but would you have been mad?
I would have, okay, the minute I heard my son, pounding on the door, then I would have opened it and think, okay, joke's over now. He's home at 9:02. I'm not going to lock the door and not, I think anybody would tell me I was being insane.
No, she didn't. No, she stuck to it. She was a very timely, on-time person. I guess she just was hurt so bad if somebody couldn't be on time. And this was, like I said, even if I pulled up before 9 o'clock and just sat in my car out there for a while. I mean, I could not be outside of that door past 9. If somebody wanted to come over and chat, at the picnic table, nope, you cannot be outside the house after 9 p.m. because bad people are out there. So she wanted me to become a bad person.
So bad people are out there, but I'll keep you locked out, though.
Yes. She kept me locked out. And my brother had a garage door opener and a key. And then by that time he had gone off to college. So yeah, he could come and go as he pleased, when he wasn't down at college.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. She thought that was a great idea. And like you said, it makes no sense. I mean, I got so tired of, having to use my last quarters to try to find, call my friends back then. Hey, can I get in your house tonight? Oh, you got locked out again. And sometimes I would knowingly leave knowing, I'd be like, Mom, I'm of age, I don't want to go to the 6 o'clock matinee movie, the movie doesn't even start till 9 or 7:30 or whatever. I don't care. You don't need to be up that late. So just stay out all night. Okay.
But see, I could understand, if she would say, okay, you got home late, now I'm going to take away your car keys.
Mm-hmm. She did that before, too. And then she would be like, all right, you're grounded, you have to walk to work or whatever, for a week, and then I'll give them back to you. She was so absent-minded, Carolyn, she would lose my keys. I mean, not just saying, oh, I can't find them. She honestly would look up and down the house trying to find the keys to my car. I'm like, all right, well, I got my car waxed and ready to roll. Where are my keys? Oh, I can't remember where I put them. Oh, no, I don't remember. Yeah.
But do you think she was doing that to taunt you? Do you think she really didn't know where they were?
No, I don't think she really knew where they were. She was so ditzy, man. Yeah, but she could sit there and I used to take 6 hours to get my car ready, buffing the wheels and all this stuff. It was I was proud of my car, and I'd get it all ready, and she would be aware fully that me and my friends are out there getting my car ready all day, but she wouldn't start looking for those keys. What? And the thing is, my grandparents were the ones that bought me the car. So they should have been in charge of taking keys if they wanted to, not her. She had no right to it.
It's weird. Yeah, that's really strange. I can't. I don't know. That's bizarre. And was it ever in winter that she kept you outside?
Yes, it was, because as a matter of fact, me and my buddy who I met, he was about 23, so he was quite a bit older than me to be hanging out with. He was just this homeless bum guy at the time. And I used to have an electric blanket on an extension cord that I would plug it in to the side of the house to sleep in the driveway.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. That's really crazy.
No, what?
What were we talking about that brought us there?
Oh, about how I was just hanging out with the guy that ended up to be a
Oh,
serial
right, got
killer.
executed. Yeah, you can go on. Yeah, with that.
Okay. Well, now that you guys more or less understand how I'm just like running around all hours of the night, so I meet him. His mother was a known prostitute and single mother. I don't know what the hell happened to Alan's dad, but she even punched me one time, literally. I was walking down the street in broad daylight, just chilling, and I heard these flip-flops coming up behind me, and it sounded like a bat or something, the skin flopping on the concrete. I'm like, whoa, somebody's like coming up really fast behind me. And as soon as I turn around, she cold cocked me right in the eye. This little 4'10" woman just reaches up, starts cussing me out, pops me in the eye. I'm like, whoa, wait. Oh, I thought you were somebody else. I'm like, really? I said, look, lady, I'm not going to hit you back because I don't do that. But wow, what the heck? I said, aren't you Alan's mom? And she's like, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you were somebody else. I was going after him. Jeez. So I'm like, dude, your mom like totally punched me out today. But anyway, so we're hanging out. He liked my car. We wanted to cruise in it and whatnot. So, just with groups of people, we just started hanging out like that. And he started telling me that he had been in juvenile for supposedly, and you took him with a grain of salt back then, but he had been in juvenile for assaulting a police officer and all this stuff. And I asked my buddy Dave, I'm like, is Alan for real on that stuff? He's like, oh yeah, don't ever make Alan mad. I'm serious. He's got a hell of a temper. Don't ever make him mad, and don't say anything about his mama, even though she's crazy, because he's really defensive of her and everything, despite, how he's treated. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. And actually, Rhonda is the name of my ex-wife, the safety patrol girl.
The whole safety patrol.
She was around in and out as friends, as this, whatever, just kid stuff. And we were on the outs at the time, so I tried to get her to go out with this guy, Alan, at the time. And so I had somebody in the front seat. I stick what's going to be my soon wife, apparently, in the back seat with Alan Nicholson. And she's like, oh, this guy grosses me out. I said, come on, just do it, because he really has trouble with girls, and he never gets a date. I know, lovely. She could have killed me for that later. I said, if he's holding your hand, just hold his hand, just treat him really nice, because he needs a nice girl. Okay, well, so she does this for my sake. And we went to the movies and whatnot. Well, anyway, I hadn't heard from Alan for like years. He disappeared again. And then all of a sudden I see him on the news. He actually shares the same birthday exactly as I do too.
As you?
And
wow.
Yeah, July 25th.
Oh, you're coming up there.
Yep, unfortunately. Anyway, but I'm still going to be in my 40s, so it's all good. I got one more year to,
good,
deal.
Man. Yeah.
What?
It's all good. No, every time someone says it's all good, man. Like Saul Goodman, Better Call Saul.
That's right, Better
Call Saul, because he's Saul Goodman, Saul.
I know, Better Call Saul. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
They even have the shirts that say that.
Better Call Saul. Yeah,
crazy.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah. Okay. So this was years later on the news one night. they had been looking for him. I knew he was on the run. It ends up that he was with another guy named Dennis Skillicorn, who was in his mid-30s at the time, quite a bit older than we were, and another person named Tim DeGraffenreid that ended up to be a teenager from Blue Springs, Missouri, which is nearby. Had no idea how these guys would have met up, these three different ages, but I guess it was some kind of a rehab program type deal, how they met and started talking. And Dennis Skillicorn had actually been convicted in like the late 70s for murdering a woman, but he was one of those people that slipped through the cracks and got out again because they thought, oh, that's never going to happen. Well, it did. And they ended up kidnapping the CEO around here of AT&T, is who the first person that they killed. And they took this poor guy, they wanted him for his car. They took him in the car out into the woods, made him drive, at gunpoint, and they made him get down on his knees. And I guess Alan said, say your prayers, and the guy started doing it. And then Alan just shot him execution style, point blank in the back of the head. And one of the reasons why he got convicted, in death penalty mode was not just multiple killing by the time it was over, but because when that happened, he was famous for making a statement that it gave him a thrill. And he really enjoyed that when he actually pulled the trigger and killed that guy. And that guy's name was Drummond. Richard Drummond was his name. And so they got him. They took off in his car. They ended up going to Kingsville. And anyway, they went on a murder spree. They went through Arizona and ended in California. And they finally picked them up hitchhiking because the last car that they had stolen broke down. And so they were literally just on the highway. And there was a nationwide manhunt going on for them. And they were still together. So, they apprehended them and brought them back here. And both were sentenced to death. They ended up executing Dennis Skillicorn first, as a matter of fact. And of course, he found Jesus in prison and fought it, but Alan didn't fight it. The kid, Tim DeGraffenreid, that was younger at the time, he got pretty much a slap on the wrist because it was proven that he was just an accomplice and was just, influenced and whatever, didn't actually kill anybody supposedly. And so he did, maybe less than 10 years and got out. But then Alan came up for execution. And here in Missouri, as a lot of places now, they have that moratorium on the rules for the drugs, and they're always fighting over, lethal injection. Mm-hmm. And I guess Missouri happened to have some that the shelf life was about to expire, so they really kicked it up to use it that year. And they think they took 4 people out. And now, the drug companies are not wanting to supply it and blah, 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 whatever. They have the single shot, is it the propofol? And then they have the 3-drug cocktail that they use. Well, anyway, Alan did not fight for anything. He just go ahead and kill me. He didn't care. He never cared about life or anything. But more details emerged after and you can get this, I can send a link to you online too about his biography. More details emerged about his childhood and growing up around there where I met him. Mm-hmm. Like his mom was feeding him Alpo dog food for dinner and stuff like that. And how she would just have all these men come in and sometimes she would pimp him out. And it was not an excuse, mind you, but it was a total pathetic life. Mm. You know what I'm saying? He had a pathetic life from the day he was born. So that's why he didn't care about life or his own life. But he ended up saying there in the end that he actually not only got a thrill off of killing these human beings, but he felt that somehow when he would kill these men, it felt like retribution or something for all the abuse that he had endured. So I don't know.
What year?
It was
what year did he start killing people?
I want to say 89. You can look it up. Are you on there?
Yeah, I'm on here. Yeah. No, I'm in the bath.
No. I mean, on Google right now. You can pull him up.
I'm no. I've been on. I can get on Google in 1 minute. Yeah, I'm just out washing the car. Okay.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So, what is the name?
Power washing.
It's Alan.
Alan Nichlason. Nichlassen. It's a very strange spelling.
And it's in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And you said he
And it was
he
either
killed
14 or
Richard
15
Drummond,
when they.
right?
He killed Richard Drummond and was with a guy named Dennis Skillicorn.
Oh, I got Dennis Skillicorn.
Skill.
He came right up. The Dennis.
They
guy
were
did.
known as the Good Samaritan killers.
Okay, so yeah, he was executed, and wow, he doesn't look like a scary guy. He looks like a college professor or something, an old one.
Yeah, he got bald.
Wait, is this the guy? Hold on a minute.
Are you talking about
Yeah,
Dennis? Or,
yeah.
Dennis
looks like a nerdy, like an older nerdy guy.
Yeah. Yep. And he, like I said, he started doing the in prison preaching and whatever. And he married a lady that was supposed to be a Christian woman, and she, fought to try to get him off. But yeah.
Right, like he looks like a really soft-spoken guy.
Mm-hmm. But when you look it up, he had, like I said, he had killed somebody before.
But I don't
too.
see Alan yet. I don't see the guy Alan yet. This came up on him. Here, I'll put this link in the chat if somebody wants to look at this guy. Hold on a minute. Go ahead, guys. You can check. He doesn't look like a scary guy. Okay.
No, he doesn't.
Let me see if I can find the other one.
But Alan I don't know, he didn't end up being as big, but he was always just this big, strong ox of a kid.
How is he spelling his first name?
It's Allan, I believe, or Allen.
Ian. Okay, so I'm spelling it Alan. Maybe that's why. Nichlassen.
It's double S towards the end there. It's like a strange spelling of Nicholson.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see now.
So his birthday is July 25th, 1972.
Missouri executes man for killing Good Samaritan motorist in 1994. Alan, here he is, 41. That was in 2013.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see now. There's a picture of him. I don't see.
There should be, because he also gave like an interview within 6 months before they put him to death too.
Okay, and this one let me see. He made no final statement, right? Yep.
Right.
Where did I just see that?
But let me tell you too that even though it had been years since I had hung with him or anything, and I was aware that he was on death row, I just got a very weird feeling when, I followed it, up to the time when they were going to put him down and everything, and I just got a weird feeling, and I felt really strange, like, man, what a wasted life, everything.
So he was, the other guy was executed way before him.
Before, yeah. And I think that's because he had killed before.
He was calm and collected throughout the process that evening. He had a final meal of pizza
Alan
and
or
orange
Dennis?
juice. Alan.
Okay.
He made no final statement. He prayed with prison chaplains for about 2 or 3 minutes. And that's it. But let me see if I can find his picture somewhere else.
Because I had debated for years of writing to him even.
Oh, I see him now. Okay. He looks kind of scarier.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put this in the chat too in case anybody wants to see.
But just know that my ex-wife held his hand in the back of my car.
Yeah.
She totally freaked out when this came up in the news. She's like, oh my God, I knew that guy was evil. I knew it. I'm not surprised. And I was like, oh, I'll just give everybody a chance, But there is an article or a biography on there somewhere that talks about him eating the dog food and all that stuff. His mom did some crazy things to him too. We kind of had that in common.
Yeah.
it ends up too that I had known who he was from when I was in the boys' home for a brief period of time too. I knew who he was when I met him in my new neighborhood. See, we moved when I was a kid. We moved one time, and so he was at the new neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Peggy Sue said, I need to share. My big brother Scott was found dead today in his home. He was only 66. I'm sorry to hear that, Peggy Sue.
Wow.
Got married. Sorry. Oh.
That's her brother?
Her brother, yeah. They
Oh,
don't know
man.
how, what was the cause, Peggy Sue? Don't pick up, not to pick up strangers on the road. That poor guy just thought he was helping someone. Joe Schmo. Okay, so the other missing girl, was there a lot of press in your town about it when it was happened, like searches and stuff?
Not like there should have been, I'm going to be honest with you. And this was, the thing is that they believe that Greg Breeden was working prior to that, even, like for at least a decade. But they never let anybody know, not that it would have made a difference, but I mean, the police didn't reveal this until after he was caught. Oh, by the way, there's all these missing girls around here. Could have been this, you know. And so her mother was pretty mad about it, that they hadn't even tried to link her in to one of those unidentified bodies.
Wow.
So I believe, and so does she, that a lot more could have been done. And, you know, she still, I'll notice once in a while on the cold case postings that she will try to, you know, keep it bumped up to the top and everything. And no new information all this time.
And I just wonder, there's not, you know, like some of the cases get a lot of press, some don't. You wonder why.
I don't even know if, I don't even know if, I don't think that it did. I think it just stayed pretty local. Because we didn't even have Amber Alerts back then.
Does anybody remember there was a case, I think her name was Sarah Ann Wood. She was like the oldest daughter of this, I think it was like a Christian couple in New York State, but they were way upstate towards, I believe they were towards Niagara Falls or somewhere in that area. And the daughter went missing at like 13. There might have been 2 other girls that went missing with her. And she was on, it was on Dateline. It was covered a lot, but they never ever found her that I know of.
When did it happen?
Oh my gosh, it had to be, oh boy, it had to be 90, in the 90s, 91, 92. Let me just see. Yeah, that was, I just thought about that the other day, and I remember the parents had just resigned themselves that that she was dead, and they were, you know, getting a quilt together that they were going to bury her in if they ever got her body, but I think that was her name, Sarah Ann Wood. Let me just see. But just some are, you know.
She was by herself?
I don't know why I'm thinking there were 3 girls. Let me see. Disappearance of Sarah Ann Wood. Okay. She was born in 1981. Okay. And let's see. She was last seen. She was, excuse me, from New York. And she was last seen, where was it in New York? Let me see if I'm right. Oh, I gotta get my glasses. Sauquoit. Let me see. Sauquoit. So that is, let me see what that's by Frankfurt. Frankfurt, isn't Frankfurt? I think Frankfurt is as you go to Oneonta. The back way, isn't it? I didn't know it was there. I thought she was. I wonder if that's where she was, because that's like a really quaint little town if that's where it was. But it says, they found who did it. Lewis, it's okay. She was last seen riding her bicycle at 2:30 p.m. on August 18th, 1993, after leaving her church in Soquoit, New York. During the evening that Wood disappeared, her bicycle, coloring book, and crayons were discovered hidden in an area of brush off the Hockaday Road. And she was last seen wearing a pink t-shirt with the words "Guess Who" embroidered on the front, with turquoise blue shorts and brown sandals. In 1994, a known child murderer named Louis S. Lent Jr. confessed to the abduction and murder of Wood. Lent made his confession while in police custody in Massachusetts for another child victim crime. Massachusetts authorities would not extradite Lent to New York until the trial in Massachusetts was over. Lent claimed that he had killed Wood and that he had buried her body in the Adirondacks. Okay, when Lent drew a map of the burial location for the police, extensive searches were conducted, but they did not produce any evidence to Wood's whereabouts. Lent was charged with abducting Woods in 1996. Lent later recanted his statements, but he was still convicted of the crime and sentenced to 25 years to life with no chance of parole. In 2015, the case was reopened. It remains unsolved.
Now, some of them do that. They do make a false confession.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder why did you say that they originally convicted him of that murder?
Yeah, because he
After he
confessed
said
to,
that he
yeah,
did?
because, let me see,
Mhm.
yeah. Convicted, yeah. Massachusetts man convicted of killing Sarah Ann Wood. And then now in 2013, it says he admits to killing a third, but then when did he recant it? Sarah Ann
Well,
Wood's
where's the
25
guy
years
now? Did I
later.
miss that? Where is the Went guy?
I guess he's in prison with no possibility of parole. That's what he got, 25 years to life.
Was it for the Wood girl or the
Well,
other one?
the one in there was one in Massachusetts, and he's. Let me see. The Charlie Project. What is the Charlie?
That's the missing persons.
Oh,
You can post missing people on the Charlie Project.
oh, okay. Oh, so they have a. I guess yeah. Frankfurt. So that's so weird.
And so what made you bring this one up? Was it
I know, I've
You
just
just
thought about
remembered?
this. Yeah, I thought about this one, and I don't know, when you said missing persons and around that age, it seems like a lot of girls disappeared around 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it does.
when I just remember this one, and this is, yeah, just weird. And I was thinking about it the other day, but I thought it was way upstate. She disappeared. So yeah, that's weird.
So that girl that you knew that girl that was the Brownie Scout or the Girl Scout
I didn't
that got
know.
killed by her
She
neighbor?
lived in the town next to me. She was older than me, but we were instilled with fear because of that case. So we had the chief of police. They made special books about it because it was such a, nothing like that had ever occurred in the towns, there and surrounding. So they went to town educating us, and then all the mothers in the area, boy, and especially Girl Scout mothers, didn't let the kids go anywhere alone. It was like a major thing.
I forget. Did it take a while, or did they know right away who had done it? That neighbor guy.
They knew pretty much right away that her body was found. He murdered her on Holy Thursday. Her body was found on Easter Sunday, and then he admitted it. Let me see. I actually have the book right here. He was found out very, very quickly because he was questioned, because the mother knew where she was going, and she was talking about his new car, and the mother actually went to his door after he murdered the daughter, and she said that he was getting out of the shower or something, and it was a very eerie feeling, and the mother knew that he had something to do with it just from going in there. Yeah, it was really, I'm trying to see if I can, it was really eerie, but
So these booklets and things that you're saying that they came up with back then, was it like to warn kids? Was it,
Yeah,
I mean, were the
yeah. I
books
remember
directed
being in
for
first
kids? Or?
grade. Yes, first grade, and the chief of police, who happened to be a father of one of my older brother's friends, came in with these booklets they hadn't made, and they scared the life out of us. They were like in children's, like look like Dick and Jane, right? But then you're reading along with them, and they're showing you kids walking on the side of the road, and like a car or a van coming down, and saying, "Get in the car." I mean, it was really, really scary stuff. And
Wow.
they went through the whole. I guess it was the first bout of stranger danger kind of stuff, but they
So,
did.
so when you think back on it, was it like do you think it was more like a scare tactic for you guys, or?
Yeah, but
And, I mean,
like in
what?
my
Yeah.
case, it worked. Like it scared the life out of me, right?
So you
Yeah.
don't think they'd be able to get by with that now?
I don't, I don't think they would do it like just like that. I mean, it was pretty scary. I think they decide the scenarios if someone tells you about their dog, but this was just out of the blue, and they came in with these booklets they had made, and it was telling this
I would
story of
love to
these
have one
kids
of
like a
those
near
now.
abduction, and then we were hearing all kinds of things like I don't remember like if kids were making stuff like this is like the next day or something, we'd be sitting in school and somebody would be like, "Do you hear about?" I think it was Donna Lee Mariani. No, it wasn't. Was it Donna Lee Mariani? She and some so and so were walking on the side of the road, and some guy came alongside of them. He had no clothes on, and like I don't know how much of this was true, right?
Hmm.
Because it just all started happening, and Joan D'Alessandro had what happened to her happened years before. She was in 70, like let me see, she was 9, and like I said, she was quite a few years older than me, so I think it was 74, maybe I'm trying, but so we were much younger when they put us through it. Yeah, let me see. Yep, she was murdered on April 19th, 1973. So yeah, we were younger, but they came into kindergarten classrooms with this stuff.
Hmm.
Here we go, kids. Um, I don't know. It's just
I mean, but that's one of those things. Since that guy was her neighbor, I mean, yes, it was a stranger, so to speak,
and a
but
school teacher,
you know,
and a school teacher.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember, going door to door trying to sell stuff. And my mom would be like, "Just stay in the neighborhood," and the neighborhood was fine because she thought, "Oh, well, whoever lives by us is not going to be bad." But when you try to warn a kid like that, you don't want to become paranoid either. I mean, it's kind of a on the fence situation.
Yeah. See,
Because
here's
I remember my son went through some kind of a phase when he was really young. I don't remember if it was in preschool or kindergarten. I guess where he was introduced to, stranger danger type stuff and be wary of it. And he was totally paranoid for the longest time. And I'm like, Tyler, man, you don't have to be afraid of everybody all the time. But he was like, oh, and he would ask me, he'd be like, "Is that a stranger? Is that a stranger?"
Yeah,
We're
see,
just like
that's how
out of the
Luke
stores.
is. That's how Luke is, okay?
Ah.
And Luke got that
Hmm.
way, I'll tell you when that Eric, was it Eric Freens, the guy that ambushed the police officers in PA?
Oh.
And when he did that, okay, that was like right after Labor Day weekend up here. And where he did this is not far from New York, where I live. And there was a massive manhunt for this guy. I mean, massive. And they put billboards, those electronic billboards, that all along the highways in New York. And something was really eerie because this guy was like a survivalist. So they knew he was in the woods.
Mm.
And I remember I didn't even want to go outside here. They didn't even have school in session in the Pennsylvania schools that were right like minutes from our schools. Okay, their schools were locked down. No school. Okay, didn't start. You remember that, Jenny Joe? Yeah. And I remember like being outside when Jimmy was, not there, and I remember getting a really eerie feeling. I didn't want to be outside the house because I didn't know where. You hear something in the woods, and it got quiet here because after Labor Day, because we live in a resort town, yeah, things do get quiet. But It was just a really eerie feeling. I didn't want to go over and shop. I always shopped in Pennsylvania, right where all that was, wouldn't go there. And I remember driving down to get my daughter at the train, and the kids were in the car seats in the back, so he was pretty young. And that billboard flashed up there, okay? And he had been hearing this, and he's like, Mommy, there's that bad man, okay? So, and ever since, he still remembers that till this day. And he was like 3 then, okay? So,
So what was his exposure to it? I mean, just
seeing,
besides
I mean,
the billboard.
it was all over the news in this area. Like I said, the schools were closed. It was everywhere. I mean, there was a massive, massive manhunt. There were checkpoints, so you drive and they'd be, why are they checking the cars? Well, they're looking for this guy. They'd hand out those flyers, have you seen this guy?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there was a lot of exposure in this area. So
it's so crazy because, I mean, that's good, in most ways. I mean, you want the public to be aware and everything. I think we have a right to be aware, but they can also push that button to automatically panic people too.
Yeah.
I mean, so where do you stand on that? I mean, Amber Alerts are very important. I even get them, across my phone or whatever, but the authorities have a way to, like I said, instill automatic panic in people. And that could have been like in the case of, this Greg Breeden guy. Maybe they didn't want mass panic, they just wanted to keep it under wraps until they could really come on and say something about it. I mean,
yeah, but
basically what I'm
have to
asking you is, do
understand
you
that,
think,
let's say if something happens, right, and they don't say something, let's say they didn't instill a panic with this Eric guy, right, and they had the schools in session and stuff, and he went in there and started blowing away all the kids in the school because he had ammunition and everything to do that. He was a loose cannon. They didn't know what he was going to do. Okay?
Right.
I was even upset my kids were, I know Luke wasn't in school at the time, but I was upset that our schools were in session because I felt like saying, why should our schools be in session if their schools aren't and they're literally 5 miles away? So, yeah, they wouldn't know. I don't know. It's just scary, very scary. So
you talk about a loose cannon. This is nearby me today. I don't know if it made national news, but it was crazy. Everybody hates the line at the DMV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this lady, she's like 34, 36 years old. She goes, sees the long line at the DMV and starts going crazy. She goes immediately to the front of the line and says something weird like she needs a duplicate copy of her ID right now. She can't wait in line because the President Trump's wife's life is in danger. She doesn't get her ID replaced right now. And the people that worked in there are like, that doesn't sound good. That's really strange. Well, the woman proceeded to knock a printer off somewhere to try to get their attention. And they're not listening. She's like, do I have to go get a gun to show you I mean business?
oh my God.
And there were a ton of people in there, including kids and everything. Well, ends up she had a gun in her purse. As she's leaving, she waits till she gets outside. She fires 2 shots onto the ground, and then they come and they tackle her down. Well, they charged her with a terroristic threat because she mentioned the president's name or something, and with shooting off a firearm in the vicinity and terrorizing more than 10 people. And then she, just for firing off in the city. Anyway, it looks like she could spend about 20 years just for being a lunatic out there today.
Wow.
But yeah, it just goes to show you never know. You never know.
You never do. That's why I'm saying.
Anywhere.
But he still remembers that, and so like he'll be on the high alert. And then I think like one time he was 3, and we're in Walmart. I'm like, Luke, stay by me because you don't want some bad man to take you away. I swear that kid is still to this day. He's like, this is what he does all the time, and it's so embarrassing because it sounds like I once left him in the store. Mommy, don't, like, we could be in a store, like, let's say Dollar Tree. You know how contained it is, right? And there's aisles, and then there's, like, a midsection where you can just walk through, but if you're in one aisle, I can still see you in the aisle right ahead of me, right? So I could be at the end of the one aisle. He could literally be 5 feet away from me looking at something, and the entire time he'll be going, don't leave me, Mommy, don't leave the store. And I'm like, Luke, when have I ever left the store with you here? Okay? Because he
Right.
makes it sound like I'm thinking like who is ever hearing this must think I'm like the worst mother in the world. And I just leave my kid at random stores, right? Because why would he say something like that? And he says it to Jimmy too, like just crazy stuff. Like even if in the house, he'll be like, don't go out without telling me. I'm like, what, have we ever gone out without telling you?
Right.
You know, I
Right.
mean, it's just, it's crazy. And we're like, of course not, right? But it doesn't matter where he'll be just like, don't, like, I could be on the field trip with him with the school, and he'll be like, don't leave without telling me. I'm like, first of all, I came on the school bus, Luke. Where am I going? But okay, but he's like that. You know, it got him so nervous that, yeah, he would
Right.
go. I can't even go out of his sight for a second.
Well, he probably sensed it very well when he was 3 years old. That's kind of an integral age. So it somehow got ingrained in him because he could tell that, you were, even though you didn't just lose it in front of him, I'm sure, but you were like paranoid and a little nervous, that this guy was out and just
Right.
overhearing conversations. I mean, it's not something that I would say that he needs to grow out of. I don't believe that at all. I mean, in his own time, he'll realize that, it's safe, but he's got some fear in there. I mean, it's nobody's fault. It just happened. It's the same reason why I think a lot of people that are in my generation say they hate clowns, because on the news, John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, was always on there, scaring us on the news. So I think that's why a lot of people say they don't like clowns. I'm just saying, I'm making the point that
Right.
very, very young age, he was, I don't want to say conditioned, but exposed to something bad in the world. And when your kid's 3 years old, you don't want him to know anything bad in the world, but you had no choice, but to let him know that, hey, there's a bad man out there.
Yeah, but see, it's even like sometimes if he's here in the daylight, like he's fine if I'm on the deck and he'll be on the swing set, but then he constantly goes, "Don't go inside without telling me." And
Right.
we live like way up, like there's, you know what I mean? And we have the dogs and we have security, like, but he's like, it's not somebody who can just walk on like easily where we are. So, but he will not be even outside. Like he acts like,
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't think that he was protecting you somehow too.
yeah, I know. But see, like I had weird things like that after they came to our school. Like I thought things really happened. Like that if I went out after dusk, and we lived in a very, very nice area, very affluent area, nothing like, you're set back off the road to, but I swore that when I came out of my house, like I remember once my sister-in-law said something to me because she said, I must have been like 8 years old. And she came over with my nephew and left like the box of Pampers in the car. And so she said, can you run out in the driveway and get the Pampers? Okay. Now, again, our drive, like where I had to walk was way off the road, but I swore that when I went out there that a car had slowed down, and I really thought that, I kept thinking back to that stupid booklet that they gave us, that it was someone in there that was going to grab me. And it wasn't bad until it was dusk, and that's when it was. And I went flying back in the house, and I'm like, I can't get them. I can't get them. There's a car that slowed, but I had that thought for the longest time that I didn't go out after dusk without someone, because I really thought cars slowed down and were going to get me. And it was real, and it was crazy. And now I'm thinking, like, what the
Right.
heck was I, that was just crazy. But,
But you're kind of explaining, I mean, how some people, of course, take it to the extremes and become downright paranoid and let thoughts like that just take over,
right.
It all starts with just one little fear that can be legitimate, and then they just start thinking about it and just like obsessing over it.
Like, what if that car is the one? And then like all the things that I think, like how many of the girls like were like me, like, because I could have went in there and said, oh my gosh, I went out last night and the car slowed down, it was going to grab me, right? So then that could have went around the school, because Luke and a friend, they were out for recess like 2 years ago, and so it's very wooded around where the recess is. Well, they go in, they say to the teacher, there was a man over there. We think he had a gun. He was in the woods. And you
Whoa.
should hear the imagination these kids had, right? And I said, Luke, did you really see this man? I think we did, and it could have been some worker or something. Like, I don't know what, but you should have. They said they thought he had a gun, and it was all around, after this stuff going on. So, but it was two of them, and the teacher was like, "Well, are you?" And they didn't take it seriously. So that's what I'm saying. If that got around, Luke and somebody else saw some guy with a gun at recess hanging out in the woods on the trail. It's just kind of crazy stuff. But so that's what I'm saying. I wonder how much is true. But this is the thing about when Joan did not come home, and then they looked for her, and then the father didn't want to go out. Then it says Rosemary went out because she remembered that as Joan ran out of the house, she said something about collecting on the last of her cookie orders because she'd seen the new car. That's how on St. Nicholas Avenue. The car belonged to the McGowan house. Joseph McGowan taught chemistry at Tappan Zee High School, just over the state line in Orangeburg, New York. The house was owned by his mother, Genevieve McGowan, and he lived there with her and Genevieve's mother, his grandmother. The public schools had class that day, so this would have been at about the right time for him to be coming home. Reluctantly, so she wouldn't be alone, Rosemary took her younger son with her. No, not her older son, I'm sorry. Joan's older brother. And they walked up the street, okay? So they both climbed the 5 front steps. She rang the bell. She told Frankie to stay on the landing. And Mr. McGowan answered the door. He seemed as if he'd just come out of the shower. He was holding a thin cigar that Rosemary didn't notice at first. He was 27 years old and a bachelor. And Rosemary didn't know him, but my children said he was very nice. So she stepped into the foyer. She wanted to stand exactly where she knew Joan had recently stood. She was already starting to get an eerie feeling. She introduced herself. "Have you seen my daughter Joan?" she asked. "She came here to deliver cookies." "No, I never saw her," he replied. He spoke in a casual, matter-of-fact manner, and it was at the moment that Rosemary felt everything go cold. After standing in the foyer for a couple of minutes, I noticed a long fire truck parked in front of his house. We had just called the police, and when I saw that they were responding this way, it all came to me at that moment that I knew my life would never be the same. She was almost immediately struck by McGowan's reaction, or rather his lack of reaction. As I was standing there in the foyer with him, tears were welling in my eyes, and he looked at me like he absolutely didn't have 1 ounce of feeling. And when he did at that moment, when he saw my tears, he walked up the steps to the upper floor, and he stayed right there facing me, holding a slim cigar, and waited for me to leave. Walking back to my house, I knew that he knew what happened to Joan. So, yeah, they knew right away. And after the police arrived and spoke to Rosemary and Frank, that was her father, the neighborhood search for Joan was organized. Boy Scouts volunteered, and this guy volunteered too, to search. They searched around everywhere. The priest came, and then when did they find him?
Is that the excerpt from the book that you found?
Yeah, well,
there's
9 chapters on it. Yeah, but they then I think it was before the body. Let me see here. I just want to see if he. There was an FBI special agent that was their neighbor too. And then, yeah, I think the body was, oh no, McGowan confessed. Okay, so it was right away. He failed the polygraph. Yep. So, yeah, they found him. Right.
Did they ever decide if he had done anything else?
I don't think he ever did anything else. No, not that I've ever heard or read or anything. Yeah, it was just Joan.
So do you think it was like a spur of the moment thing that he just decided when she came for those cookies, or do you think he just waited?
Well, in here when he's talking to John Douglas, he said he knew he was going to kill her. The first when she walked in. So, yeah.
Jeez.
But
But that,
yes,
you know,
it is
like I said
available
before, that
online. It's Audible. You can get it. The Killer Across the Table. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I please look up what I'm reading? Oh, I'm sorry. I will, Cowgirl, next time. But, yeah, that's sad stuff. So, but yeah, that case really changed our lives.
yeah.
Because I remember too, like, here's another weird thing, okay? Again, very nice area, upscale. There is a, you know, like the blocks that go around. Well, there was like, kind of like two, but that we used to ride bikes and stuff through. And there was this house, it was a white house, and people would be like, I don't know who that guy is in there. Like, and I swear to you, like, we used to sell Girl Scout cookies and stuff, and I would have to go with my mother and my sister, and people had like so many rumors about this guy that he came out and he threw, like, but was it really true? But then as kids, like when we would ride our bike past, we would be like, forget it, we would never we'd like pedal so fast past there because there were all these rumors about this house. But yet when my mother and my sister with me, you know, and we were dropping off an order, nothing of course happened. But yet there was still all these things, and you really thought that if you had approached it alone, that he would have killed you. That kind of stuff. I don't know if anybody else has that. And now I don't know at this point if it was real or if it wasn't, if it came because kids in the block, you know, on the block started saying stuff about it. Like, why? You know?
Yeah. I tend to think that there's kind of one in every neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's always a house. Everybody talks something about so-and-so's really mean. There's a witch that lives there. Stay away. I don't know how it starts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. There's so many things I want to know now that I feel like I'm not going to know. Like, because like my sister has a really bad memory. So it's terrible to say, but yeah. And so I'll ask her things. Like some things she knows and some things she doesn't. My parents are both gone, so I don't. You know, my brothers are like, well, they grew up in a different time than my sister and I. And my sister even grew up in. We're like 6-7 years apart, so she's older. You know, it's kind of crazy, and it feels like you're not going to find out.
I told somebody earlier today that you just have to face the fact that there are some things that you're never going to know the answer to, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
it sucks, but yeah. I mean, how are you ever going to find out? And if it's something that you know that's in your memory, it's obviously real to you, you know?
Right, but sometimes I have like weird memory. Have you ever had like a weird, like I have a weird memory of the house that we grew up in, something, and I'll call my sister and I'm like, you don't remember that? And she'll be like, no. And I'm like, you don't remember the bug collection that was in the basement closet? And, you know, then she'll remember something like that. But she's like, more like, what big deal if I, but see, my mind doesn't work like that. I have to go back and find out, like, was I dreaming this? Is this real? You know, all that kind of stuff.
So you think if your sister had a great photographic memory and she was able to confirm anything for you, what's it going to do? It would help you validate it or what?
I should just tell her, right? Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm just weird like that. Like, if I remember, like I told you, I drove all the way to this place in Hawley, Pennsylvania, that I had been through like 2 times to see if there was a clock tower and a gazebo, because it was clear as day to me, and I didn't know whether I had dreamt it or really was there. And I just put my little kids in the car. I told Jimmy, I'm like, I have to go. And imagine this, right? I have to go to see. He was at the school teaching, and I'm like, I have to put the kids in the car, and I'm going to Hawley to see if this clock tower exists in this town. And I drove all the way there to see it.
Goofy.
Right? Because I wanted to.
Isn't that what he says? Goofy?
Oh, goofy thoughts? No, I guess I just said, look, I can't. I don't know whether I dreamt it or it really is real. And I still have a couple of things that, like, I think of that I'm like, wait a minute, was I there? Or, you know, is it real or is it Memorex, right? So, no, I mean, I just get crazy with stuff like that.
Well, I get what you're saying, because some things that I know are dreams, you know, when they wake up and they feel so real to you.
Yeah, and those are weird too, right? When they're so real, and like you're freaked out about something and you're like, you know, like if it's something really bad and you really think this happened, like Jimmy used to say, oh my gosh, like one time I had this really horrible dream, and he's like, you wake up all pissed off and everything over something that didn't even happen, right? Because he had a dream about something and it didn't even happen. And it's crazy.
Especially if you dream that your mate did something to make you mad, and then you wake up and you're just like hateful at them. You're like, no, because in the dream you did this. They're like, I wasn't in your dream. It wasn't really me.
Yeah, that's happened.
Like, no, I saw
times. You. Yeah, it has. And then I used to have horrible dreams that I was in a hospital walking around. Like, I'm a germaphobe, right? So my dreams used to be that I'm in a hospital and I'm wandering the halls barefoot. And there's blood all over the floors and needles and like just like the most horrible things you could imagine, right? And I would wake up from those and think that it really happened. And I mean, be so freaked out and then be like, Carolyn, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. You weren't there. You know, it was like it was crazy.
I'm sure you've heard of this, but there is a school of thought that exists that, you know, since your subconscious never sleeps, that actually when you're technically awake is when you are so-called dreaming. Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
Meaning that your real life, so to speak, is taking place in your dreams. When you're asleep, the opposite. Because you've got to admit, we just talked about that. Sometimes when you wake up, something feels so dang real.
Yeah.
You know, you could swear that it was real. And as far as being in places, yes, I have recurring dreams sometimes where I'm what you call a lucid dreamer, where I don't know if it's something I've developed or whatever, but somehow I have acquired ways to kind of control my dreams while I'm there, which has come in pretty handy. It's like if something starts going on that I really don't want to see, you know, I can switch out, you know, and control things, you know, like looking around like MacGyver or something. Ooh, I'm going to make something out of this spoon and I'm going to get out of this room. Watch, you know, it's kind of handy. But there are times when, of course, I can't control it and it just freaks me out or something. And I ended up writing, I could send them to you, but I know you have ADD, but they're not extremely long. For several years, I kept having a dream that I was in this place, is all I can tell you. And so I started writing it down. And this ended up developing into, well, it started out to be a short story. And then it ended up, you know, growing from there. So I have several segments of it. But every single thing that I wrote down in there is coming from these dreams that I had and describing the places so vividly. And I can still, in my mind's eye, just look back and still shudder when I think, ooh, you know, it's such a feeling that it feels like I was really there. But in reality, no, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
so
know. I have
sometimes,
you know, my dreams, I know like, say in high school, when we would come up here in the summer after finishing high school, and I was like a straight A student, you know, I had to make the highest honor roll. I did it to myself. It wasn't my parents that put the pressure on me. It was me. So that my first couple of weeks when I was up here in the summer, every night, just about, I dreamt I missed my final exams, that something happened and I was really still back there and I still had all these exams to take and I didn't study. I mean, it would be 2 weeks full of those kind of dreams. Even though I knew like my grades on them, I knew I made the high honor roll, I would have 2 weeks of those dreams. That I slept in late and I missed the exam and now I was going to get a 0 and I was never going to be able to make it up and it was permanent record stuff and yeah.
So what, did you wake up in a panic and question if that had really happened? Or?
Well, no, I woke up in a panic and then I said, oh gosh, okay, I'm in this house. It's summer vacation. This is not real. Next night, same thing would happen. And it happened for like the first 2 weeks. Okay? So it drove me crazy. It drove me absolutely insane. And then, like I said, then it would be a lot of the stuff with the hospitals that I'd be just wandering around in hospitals, you know, right? Just, you know, totally scared. I stepped on a needle. I didn't know what the heck happened. But that was another one of my fears, right? So that my dreams took that on. And then things like even when I don't even know if I was pregnant or I was pregnant, like I would have the baby and I wouldn't remember where I put the baby. Okay?
Oh man.
Yeah. That I put the baby somewhere and I couldn't find the baby. Then I found the baby and it was never, the baby was always alive. It was in my closet. It was like on a tea cart or something crazy. And then, yeah, then I would have those dreams and just so many dreams, but they definitely went along with my thought processes.
And then there's the people that say they forget to get their kid out of the car in real life.
Right, yeah. So
Because they have no conscious awareness of where the heck their kid is. Either they're lying or they're stupid. I don't know what it is. There's no way you can just forget your kid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I understand if the ones would say, like, oh, the child was napping and I wanted them to nap in there or something, so I rolled down the window. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, if you drop your kid off at the daycare every day or whatever on your way to work, like that principal, then how, something's amiss, right? And you think even if you were that absent-minded, as soon as you got into your building, you'd have a thought of your kid at some time and then realize you didn't drop them off.
Right. I mean, I just can't believe that people are so absent-minded. It's the dads that have done it too.
Oh,
and I don't know if maybe it's a ploy that they want rid of the kid and then they just think, oh, well, I'm just going to leave it in the car until it dies and then I'm going to play stupid like everybody else is.
Yeah, see, I wonder because, you know what, there's some weird things though. There's like that mother in Florida who like went through everything to have this like third child, and she was older, so it wasn't like she was going to have another one, and she had a girl after like 2 boys, and then something happened like in the front seat or something. Anybody remember this one, to the baby, when the baby was only like a few days old and the baby died? And I thought the story didn't make sense, but I was thinking like, why would she have done something like that after she went through all that? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it was just, I couldn't understand it. I have to go back and check that case. I just remember it being so weird.
Whatever became of the lady that stole that baby?
Which one that sold the baby?
The stole it. Didn't she kill the lady and steal her baby, or was caught? I mean, just a couple months ago.
Oh, the one in Chicago?
Yeah, I think so.
The baby died. And I guess now she's going to be charged with murder.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, she thought she would be able to pass it off, right? As her kid. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
See, but that's again, that doesn't fit. That after what she did, that she would say the baby was brain dead and she would be screaming in the street about it, because if she knew that was the case, she knew that they wouldn't be able to do anything, and somebody that heinous would just say, let's cut our losses and do it again. That doesn't fit the picture. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
No. All that work and trouble. No. And then the people that snatch a baby, I don't know why they don't have plans already to get out into another state, instead of their neighbors being like, oh, I didn't know you were pregnant.
Or they could say they adopted it, right? Yeah, they adopted it, or...
Yeah. I mean, you would think they would have a plan. I mean, because it would be easier to raise a kid somewhere where people around you didn't know that you shouldn't have had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But then again, that's poor planning. I mean, just like the Chris Watts case. I mean, all these, a lot of these things, it's remarkable how they don't even think ahead of even one scenario that could happen.
I know that is because they say it's because they're so confident that they have everything figured out. But I don't know, like when you talk about Chris Watts, how he could have thought he had everything figured out. I mean, it's just, was he really that stupid? Like, oh no, he's not. And then people are, no, he's not stupid. But okay, then
planning and figuring out a murder does not end with disposing or burying the body, because then you've got alibis and your whereabouts during these times and how are you going to act. I mean, you're right. I think he was so arrogant that he just thought he would wing it, like on those interviews on the porch.
Right.
I'll just tell the cops I don't know anything to do with it, and then they'll just believe me. I mean, but hey, you know as well as I do that he could have, him and what's her face could have split and gone to Canada or had that planned that early morning,
Right, but let's just say, like, okay,
yeah,
to say that I was going to kill my husband, right? And then I would say, okay, well, he's going to drop the kids off at basketball camp tomorrow, right? So theoretically, he could just never come home. And I don't know what happened. Right. He could drive off the road and his car could crash into a fiery burn. And then I think I'm home free, right? Because that seems so believable that, he crashed off the road. Okay, but I'm leaving him alone. But I'm just saying, Charlene. But then I'd have to realize, like, well, who's going to be looking for him, right? Who could he have called or sent a message to on his phone prior to that might blow the whole cover? And
if the basketball camp was expecting them to be dropped off and they weren't, I mean, they would have contacted somebody, right?
Well, no, he would have dropped the kids off. He would be coming, like, on his way.
Oh, he would have dropped
them
off. Okay.
Okay, when he got in the fiery crash. But, how would I get him in the fiery crash? Like, so did I have to do something, then bring his car back on the road he would be on and push him off and light it on fire, and then who saw me? And, there's just so many different things. Because I'll tell you something, okay? This is something. Have you ever just tried to, and this has nothing to do with killing anyone, just like, I don't know, you're just trying to do something quietly. Like, let's say I want to go down. Okay, here's a perfect example, okay? If I'm at the other house, right? And I say, I'm just going to run home for 1 minute. I don't have to lock the whole house up, right? I swear to you, that is the time, those 2 minutes that I'm gone, just running up to my house, that my sister will pull in and go, crap, you left the entire house. Oh, you're right. I'm just like, I was just here 2 freaking minutes ago. Okay. So, but that will happen. I'm telling you, every time if I do that, it will happen. It happens every single time. So that's something that I know that if I was even trying to do something like that, I'd run into like 10 different people with the body in the car, and like, oh my gosh, everybody would see me and I'd be a nervous wreck and what's wrong, and she was sweating profusely and I think I saw a shovel, that kind of stuff would happen.
Yeah.
Because it happens to me for stuff that, it's just crazy.
So they say there is no perfect crime, even though there's a lot of people. Did you follow that D.B. Cooper story at all?
No. What?
D.B. Cooper, the guy that jumped out of an airplane with all the cash years ago, and they had never recovered anything. You didn't know about that story? I know the chat has.
That's not what A Simple Plan was about, is it? Where they found all the cash in the woods and the plane crash?
No. They never found a single ounce of the money that he took off with. And it was bills that they, in serial number order and stuff, in suitcases.
Oh, okay.
That he got on the plane and parachuted out and was never seen again for like decades. Well, just like I believe it was in 2018, the FBI came on the news and they finally made a statement that they solved the D.B. Cooper case and figured out who he was and everything. And what it was is one of his good friends all throughout this time. He had always confessed to this guy, and he said, after I'm dead someday, then you get on and you play these tapes and recordings of me confessing to being D.B. Cooper. And the guy had died, and so his friend was finally releasing this stuff. He gave it to the FBI, and they finally solved the case, through the guy's own words. Well, what he had done is he had been secretly taken, because they had wondered, what kind of experience does this guy have to be so good, at this parachute that he can land and have somebody, getaway car or something underneath getting him You know, how did he plan this? Ends up, he had not been in the military, but he had been taking parachuting classes for years until he was an expert at it. And they didn't ever figure that. They always figured that he just had that thing that I just called dumb luck, you know, when he landed. But he ended up, I think it was what? I could be totally wrong. I just want to say like around a couple $100,000, maybe just $100,000. But back then it was a substantial amount. He said that what he did is he just bought a house, a modest house for his family, put his kids through college with the money, and never did anything extravagant and stupid. See, they were looking for somebody, a high roller in Vegas or something, you know, that must be out to spending this money like crazy. Oh yeah, it baffled the country for years. I cannot believe you've never heard of that one.
No, I know. What, you know, I haven't. I'll have to check it out. You know, if I have, then I've forgotten it. But yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, they had made documentaries just like Amelia Earhart, you know, let's solve that mystery. I mean, all kinds of documentaries out there on D.B. Cooper. So it finally felt good, me who had followed it, to finally, you know, have some closure and get a good laugh over it, and basically in the face of the FBI, because it was such a simple little thing that the guy did. He didn't want to do anything except just take care of his family with the money. Is there anybody in the chat responding that they know D.B. Cooper?
Some of them said, yeah. Let me see. They remember. Let me see. Diana says that's me too. About me when I don't want to be noticed. That's the day I bump into everyone I know, and that's exactly what happens to me. That's why I won't kill someone, because you know, that's one of the. I mean, you know, I won't kill someone because I don't want to do that. But I would never, even if I thought that because I know I would never get away with it. I would run into everyone.
I mean, that's a hypothetical question that goes around that you can philosophize about. That I've been asked before. If you could kill somebody and get by with it, would you? The answer is no.
No.
Because you cannot get by with it in your own conscience.
No,
I mean, that
never,
is what's going to
never,
torment
absolutely
you.
not. No, I'm not good like that at all. Like, no way. Okay, let me see here. It was $1 million, Sharon thought. Let me see here.
Was it that high, Sharon? Well, I know he got quite a bit.
Jenny Jones remembers D.B. Cooper, and Sharon remembers him. And
Sharon,
Ashley remembers him.
I want to ask Sharon then if she knew that his identity had been made, if she remembers that news conference last year. Anybody?
Remember that, Sharon, the news conference? I don't think so, Tessa. A bunch of, they know. Yep, that's only if you're empathetic. Okay. I remember, yes, caller, Judy says, I remember the story. Thanks for your update. It was very interesting. Grant, Ann Schmida, Lions, Tigers, okay. No, I didn't see that it was figured out, Sheila said.
Yeah, you guys need to Google it. They did. I mean, you can even, on some places, you can hear the actual audio tapes that are happening, and they recorded a lot through the years of D.B. Cooper and this friend of his that finally released the information upon his death. You can hear D.B. Cooper in his own words, how he was sitting back laughing at the FBI all this time.
Wow, okay, yeah, that's weird. And no, but she'll look it up, Sharon said. So yeah, they didn't know the update, and I didn't know the whole case.
Yeah, well, I haven't figured out the Great Pyramids yet, but at least D.B. Cooper finally got solved for me, and now I don't ever have to think about it again. We were talking earlier about not knowing the answers to things, but it's always great when you do get an answer that you don't expect like that.
Oh, I have to give you a new meeting ID, Swifty. Swifty's ready to come on.
All right, well, I'll pop off then.
Okay, well, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
It was fun. It was entertaining, and everybody liked it.
Always.
So you'll wave.
All right on, guys.
Oh, he's waving, but you can't see him because he's black. The whole screen is black. That's what I mean. He's
right.
Black screen. You don't have a blue screen. Only I get that blue screen.
I can't see while I'm on here, but I will have it figured out.
Oh, you just get a blue. You get a black screen with a gray circle and a white phone.
I'm just wondering if I ever just dialed the number up there in my phone itself, the Android, there is a camera option to make, cam calls, but I don't know if it'll work with the Zoom. Maybe I'll try that next time.
Okay, yeah, you've got to go in. Let me see.
Because I know phone to phone it will.
Phone to phone?
Just as one of the features. Yeah, without Zoom, so.
Okay, let's see here now. I guess there's like people clamoring to get in, and my thing is not working. Oh, hold on. Where's my email? Come on, email.
All right, well, I'll get off here. I'm going to keep listening and get in the chat then.
What's going on with the painting group? Do we have a, did anybody decide on, have you been talking to people in there?
Just reminded I made an announcement in the Slack group today, I think, for the new people that just came on in there to scroll up, and you'll see the information on there for the supplies that you need, and also refer them to my YouTube channel to see the supplies video where I'm discussing a lot of the things that we're going to need. And as far as date goes, I think we need to figure out with Mama Ames also if let's just see if people have bought the stuff for that and I want to go first. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. So whoever's ready to do what.
And do that. I'm going to go on very soon here for my stuff.
And so one more time, I want to say that the total price list here in the States at Walmart, if you're able to at least substitute some of those colors, here in my state, it was $15.36. So you're probably, wherever you are, you're definitely looking at under $20 for the whole project. And on Mama Ames, do you know a price range for
what did I materials? Say? It's around $9-10. I think it,
okay.
It's nothing too crazy.
Right. Plus, you got to think of how much you're going to be able to sell these masterpieces for.
Right. You have one right on the wall with the that's priceless. Absolutely
that's right.
Priceless.
And if I may, I have a couple other videos that are up on my channel. If anybody's interested that aren't related necessarily to this, but
I know Jimmy will probably have to get double because Jimmy will probably want to do it too to see who makes the better one.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have to decide too among us what we want to do with these, or I think it would be kind of cool to figure out something, some kind of prize or something, some kind of awards. Yeah. Just something interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some prizes.
Something.
Yeah, I have prizes. Yeah, we can have prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's going to be have to have a
like
judge? We have to have an impartial judge who doesn't know the names. How's that going to work?
Right, and I say we all take a photo of our piece when we're done, and submit it for just votes in different categories.
Oh, okay, and put it on. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
We could put it on the website, the True Crime Chat website, and have people vote.
Okay, there you go.
See that?
And I'll be thinking of some categories, and y'all do too.
Okay. Yeah, most
and
original.
Since this is going to be a waterfall, I mean, we can even have
one that doesn't.
Who made the widest waterfall, or whatever. Let's get as many people awarded as we can here.
Right.
So everybody has fun.
One that doesn't look, the one that looks the least like the.
And if everybody's cool with it, I mean, it'd be awesome to have the ultimate nailed it trophy going to somebody.
Right.
If you guys are familiar with that show, nailed it. And I sit here like most guys that are watching a football game and rooting. I'll be sitting there watching that cookie show, the nailed it for the baking, and I'll be making the goat horns and the thumbs up. They're like, nailed it, yeah. And it cracks me the heck up. So yeah, if we have a bunch of good sports, we gotta have a nailed it trophy for somebody.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Maybe somebody that's really crafty could make the nailed it trophy.
There we go.
Say that. Hey, Mommy.
Get busy on those trophies and plaques.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see now.
Yeah, I'll talk to Mama Ames as well, and we'll discuss it. Everybody will have input over there on the Slack group and figure out closer to times, and if other people need time to get their stuff together or whatever. So, and also let's decide what time of day we would like to do this also.
Oh, okay, yeah,
what time
definitely.
of day or night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why I'm getting awards. I said, it's just so funny. I just opened my email and it said, Carolyn, you got a reward, but it was for Life Touch photos for my kids' school photos. I thought I was getting something good.
Well,
Okay. But, all right, so Steve and Linda, you have the numbers, and we'll see what happens here.
did you say Swifty was calling?
Swifty is calling. Yeah, he's ready for his close-up. Swifty, you have
All
to go in
right.
on the website. Just use the new meeting ID. Uh-oh.
All right, you guys. Well, I'll
Swifty.
be down there in chat. I appreciate it. Have fun.
Hey, we can't see you, Swifty. What happened? Steve? I might have to get my sign. I bet you. What happened to Swifty? It only cost. No, I wish it only cost 19. They're like $44. Swifty, what's going on? Can you hear? Where's my board? Swifty?
I hear you.
But we can't see you.
Yeah, I've got you on my phone, but I hear you.
We can't see you. Right, you have to put your YouTube on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got you on my phone, but I hear you.
We need some. Yeah, no, you're hearing an echo because he's got me playing.
Yeah, I've got you on my phone, but I'm panicking.
Don't panic. Don't panic. Just just stop the YouTube. Just stop it. Just pause or something. Don't panic.
Right. How's that?
That's good. That's better. And then you go in through the app? Did you go through the website?
Yeah, one moment.
Okay.
Searching my apps as we speak.
Okay.
Where the hell is it? Oh, come on. Oh, from the top, a warning. My family and friends tell me whoever I'm talking to, I start to mimic their accent.
Oh, I do that when I talk to Casbot.
Yeah, so I'm going to start talking in the New York.
And I'll probably start talking like you. Yeah, that happens.
I doubt you'll start talking like me because I'm from South Yorkshire. We talk
when I
like
talk to
that,
Casbot and she's like, I'm just talking to Mealby. Or she says like something like that. And then I hear that in my voice, you know. Just telling me I'll be here on the, and I'm going to miss me, boss.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is Zoom? I can't find Zoom.
It's okay. We're good.
I have my list of apps. No, I don't. You realize I don't use this stuff very often.
Yeah, it's okay. There's a learning curve. Everybody has to learn.
I'm even using one of your recommended ring lights.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Take your time and just stay where you are, and I'll just hear Linda has something to say, and then just stay right there, and you can take your time and not have any pressure on you.
Cheers, Carolyn.
Okay. Hi, Linda. What's going on?
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to to call in because I wanted to restore, or sometimes might be called repair, community. Last night I was timed out, and I was wondering why I was. I didn't realize that I had violated chat rule, and it was, you and I had talked about it today on email, and it caught me by surprise, and I hadn't had any sleep for a couple of nights because I've been working on the dialect panel, and I just couldn't figure out what did I do.
Yeah,
You know,
it's, like,
I
I,
couldn't
like I
figure
said,
out.
it's not really, I mean, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it because sometimes there are mistakes, sometimes there's something that's done, sometimes,
Yeah.
it happens to a lot of people. But
Yeah.
yeah, nobody really pays much attention to it, if it's just a
And
mistake
I'm not
or.
upset. I'm not upset about it. I'm not. And I was thinking now, I wonder where those rules are posted because I would really like to read them so that I don't do whatever it was I did. And so I was looking around today to see where they might be posted so that I can be sensitive to them because
The
I-
girls
I'm
just
the kind
the
of
girls and
person
guys
that,
just post them in the chat. Like every
yeah,
once in a while they just throw the rules out there.
yeah, but they're not posted anywhere like you might in post where you have your Amazon
Oh
address.
yeah, no.
It'd be nice, I think, for me to see where they are so that it, and I think there's somewhat subjective, and so anyway, I just thought, well, I'm not a disrespectful person, and my heart sends this, and I kind of went off the deep end there, and I shouldn't have said anything, and so I wanted to apologize.
It's all right. Yeah,
And-
it's really it's fine. Everybody understands, so we're all good.
And then it happened tonight. I kept trying to say, "Oh, I want to call in because I want to tell you I'm sorry
Oh,
that
it's
I got
fine,
upset
Linda.
last night."
It's all
And
right.
then I got timed out for that, and I thought, "Oh my God, what am I doing?" So, anyway, I thought, well, I'm going to go call ahead and tell that. So, maybe I'm just too pushy, and I'll just have to say.
Yeah, I just think that it's like if we're talking about something, and I just think that when they're like, if you say you want to go in a different direction, then they take, and it could be taken as being, a little bit pushy, like you said, or just like you're not enjoying what we're discussing, and you want to. So that's the thing I think there.
But how do you know? How do you know if I'm being pushy or if you just? It's pretty likely. Given the amount of things that flow by you, that you just don't see it. And is there harm in repeating something just to make sure that maybe the second or third time you see it, because the first couple of times you didn't? And how do you know that the motivation is not just that you want someone to see it rather than you're just trying to be pushy? And maybe you're just trying to err on the side of.
Yeah, I just think that they probably think that if I see that something like that in the chat, then I'm going to think that nobody's enjoying what we're doing. Because, like, I mean, if you're just say if you get on and you're talking about I don't know, making apple pie, and then someone's saying, "Can I call in and talk about chocolate pudding, and cream?" And then you'd be like, "Well, my apple pie's not cutting it," and so I think that's what it
Yeah.
is.
So
They'd
mine was
rather
pretty
see you get
generic.
involved in the
fact,
apple pie.
I even said the first couple of times I want to call in and talk about rebuilding. I want to talk about community building. Like I almost said to say I'm sorry. That kind of thing. And to me, that suggested that it was an important thing for the community's sake, because I love the people and I didn't want to come across as being harsh.
It's all good. It's all
disrespectful.
good. Nobody. I mean, there's a lot of people in here that have been timed out from one time or another. Sometimes for a valid reason, sometimes for a mistake. It happens.
I remember the night. I'll get off it. I remember the night that one person came on and was just so incensed, and she couldn't let go of it. Remember that night? And then it got into a big fight. And I'm not doing that now, but I do think there can be some clarity on maybe even among the mods. What do they think about reasons for timing out? Or maybe it's just I'm making too big a deal out of it. Maybe I'm a literalist and I just got to be more.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would just, it's sometimes it happens. I would just really let it go. It's, yes, there could be, but a lot of times there are mistakes or somebody sees a word or just or they don't want me to get upset, and they're trying to protect me. So it's all done in just good faith. I think nobody's ever trying to hurt someone, and I think if you think of it like that, whatever is happening, it's happening because they believe they're doing the right thing. So it could be that they think maybe a comment like that was, that I could take it as rude, like to me, like, oh, what you're talking about doesn't matter. So get it off when Carolyn sees that and gets upset. That's what it could be.
Well,
But-
I wasn't trying to call in to change the subject. I was calling in to say, oh, I'm sorry that I reacted to being timed out yesterday. So,
Right. But it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. Everything's
Okay.
fine. All right. But thanks for calling in, and let's see what Swifty is up to.
yeah,
Hey.
all right. Good night, Swifty.
Good night. So Swifty,
night.
you've got some family photos behind you. Is that on your refrigerator? Are you in the
Yeah,
kitchen?
that's right. Yeah.
Is that a real kitchen?
Over here in the UK, we call our main lounge, if you like, two different things, either the lounge or the living room. Or in the US, you have day rooms or playrooms.
Living rooms and family rooms. Some people have dens.
I see, yeah. Well, my living room is covered in family photos.
You have parlors, are there? Or they call them parlors there, or they don't do that?
Oh, that's back in the Victorian times.
Yeah, the parlor, the main parlor. Right? I think there's some people that still refer to them as that. I don't know. What it
Really?
is. Yeah, I thought somebody told me that recently here, and it was in the United States. Somebody said it, like up in New England. Didn't somebody say they still refer to something? But that's you got your fridge. What do you call your fridge? What do you call it?
It's the fridge.
It's
It's
fridge.
the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it usual, by the way, for the video to be in a really big time lapse?
Oh, you have a time lapse
Yeah.
for yourself or for me too?
Well, I'm looking at YouTube on my Chromebook.
Oh, yeah. Don't look at YouTube. See if you can watch it in Zoom. If you look on YouTube, it'll be delayed. Can you
I
see it on
see.
Zoom?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. All right. No, because I can't look at it delayed. It drives me crazy.
Right, can I now show you my prize exhibit?
Yes, please.
This is my avocados.
Oh, your avocados, right.
Yeah. This is, I have avocados A and B.
Right.
This is avocado A.
Oh, wow. Now, is this the
Which
one
I-
that had the hormone or the
No,
plant
this is
food?
the one without the hormone. And this one I lovingly refer to as A.
Okay. And I feel good because you were going to give up on them, remember?
Yeah.
Remember? I told you to hang on, right? Yeah.
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 I saw a YouTube video the other day where a guy had kept his just like this all the time and not repotted.
Yeah, I saw one of our viewers, the one that she had one growing like crazy in a jar. You know,
Yeah, so
mine is
you
getting
reckon-
nice little leaves too, but not as big as that.
You reckon we should do that?
I don't know. I'm kind of wondering. And you know what I wonder too? People that said they couldn't grow them, I wonder if they just gave up like you did after so long and just was like, it's not going to go, right? Because it takes a long time.
Well, I found as I've got older, I have more patience.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm divorced. I've been divorced 15 years. I can please myself and don't give a flying fancy. So whatever I decide to do now, I decide to go hell bent for that and do it. This is why I took up drumming again.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exhibit B.
B.
B. Look, this is lovingly referred to as B.
So that, is it shorter but leafier? Or is it?
Yeah.
It's
And this is
definitely
the one that had
leafier,
the help.
right?
This had the help. This has got something like Magic Grow.
Plant food?
You're breaking up,
Oh,
Cameron.
I'm breaking up?
Yeah.
Did you give it plant food?
Or is that the way you talk?
No. Did you give it plant food?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wean it off.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's good to add the plant food all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you give the
Well,
other
then-
any plant food?
It's got to walk on it. It's got to learn to walk on its own two roots.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And another request to show you from my grandson.
Okay.
My grandson William, who is 4 years old, for Granddad's Day, which coincidentally came on the same day as Father's Day.
Right.
He made me this.
Oh, the sand art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Granddad. Yeah. Granddad. It's an elephant.
It looks like a seal, maybe. If he had a red nose, maybe he'd be a seal balancing
And
a
he's
ball on his nose.
Definitely not an elephant. But he's 4 years old. He can call it what he wants.
He sees an elephant. Yeah, he's creative, right? In his mind, he sees the elephant. So
It stood on a. Imagine an elephant stood on a ball with its trunk up in the air,
right,
and a ball on the end of its trunk.
definitely. What is that? What is this? Did you put chalkboard paint on that cabinet behind you?
It's you remember sticky back plastic?
Oh, is it it's chalkboard though?
Yeah, it's called Fablon over here.
Oh, okay.
So I stuck it on my wall cupboard door to remind me to do things like breathe,
That's good.
in and out.
Very good. And you're very, like, see the way your pictures are on the refrigerator. You're very neat and like everything is.
I am
Evenly
my
spaced.
my kitchen, Carolyn, and I like to think is on a par with yours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very clean.
Right. Yeah.
Can I show you a photograph of me? Bear in mind, I'm now 67, right? This is me now.
Right.
I'm not bald, by the way. I am follically challenged.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Same as short people are height challenged.
Right.
This is me when I was 23.
Oh, you had a lot of hair, right? Wow.
Yeah, that used to take me forever to do.
Wow.
I had a round circular hairbrush, the hair dryer, my mom helping. That's me all dressed up, nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. You look like you're somewhere.
Well, that is my. I was brought up in what we call a working men's club
Mm-hmm.
from the age of. Am I shouting?
No, you're good.
From the age of 5, I was brought up in a working men's club, and that's the concert room of the club where people gathered on a regular basis in the evening
Mm-hmm.
for bingo. You love bingo, don't you, over there?
Oh yeah, they do like bingo here. Yeah, for money, they go crazy at bingo. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be back in the day. From the 1970s, I drummed in working men's clubs on a regular basis, and bingo was the be all and end all of the working men's club.
Do they play bingo over there for money?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, yeah?
There's no end of bingo
No end
clubs.
of bingo.
Actual buildings where people go just to play bingo.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we used to play in the summer up here because there wasn't a lot to do, and then they had bingo for money, and like the biggest prize was $200. So that used to be something to do, but we never did it when we were back home, you know. But a lot of the casinos, the Indian casinos, they have like high stakes bingo.
Right. Well, over here we have well, I don't know whether they still do it, but they used to have a thing called the circuit, which was a group of bingo halls all joined together with probably 1,500, 2,000 people in each one,
Right.
paying to play. So the amount of money they could possibly win on one game was in the thousands.
Yeah, I know. I won down in Florida at the Seminole the Hard Rock Casino. I won like $1,500 in bingo.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I've never won money. Like the games around here, like I think like $200 is like the grand prize of the night, and that's if you have a full card. Over there, they were just giving away money like crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, an amount of money like that, it sounds silly, but it can be life-changing.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
fit-
some people win a lot more than that. Yeah, it's just and some of them go weekly, and some of them
Yeah.
lose, some of them win. But yeah,
Even being able to pay a bill that's outstanding
right.
would put a lot of people in a better frame of mind.
Oh, Pitbull says he's been going for years. He or she's been going for years. Has never won that much.
Oh, by the way, do you like my T-shirt?
Yeah, they like it too. They like it. Never understood an old man with a drum kit. Yeah, someone said in the chat too.
Yeah.
They liked it.
Well, it's my jam session night tonight
Yeah.
with my band. We meet up Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays in different what we call public houses or pubs.
Did you
Yeah,
put your song? Is your song on your YouTube channel?
No.
Oh, you should put it up there. That way we could leave a link and they could go see it without having to worry
Yeah.
about the.
Well, I'd have to have a word. I'd have to have a word with the other guys
Okay.
before I did anything,
Yeah.
because we've only been together sort of 6 weeks,
Oh.
and it makes a change for me because I'm actually working with musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Because the drummer has always been known to be the guy who hangs around with musicians in the band, which is rather derogatory, actually, if you don't mind.
Right.
I am that's me making all the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Without me, it's rubbish.
Right. Yep.
I nearly dropped into my Sheffield accent then.
They want to know where you're from. Where are you from?
Right, I'm in UK. I'm in county of Yorkshire,
Yorkshire.
which is now been split into areas. I'm in an area called South Yorkshire. I'm in Sheffield. I'm in an area of Sheffield called Highfields,
Oh, okay.
which holds the Sheffield United Football Club.
Oh, Mandy said Sheffield, South Yorkshire.
Now, you cannot beat Yorkshire and Sheffield,
No.
but you can speak to anybody in Yorkshire, and wherever they live is the best place.
Oh, Pitbull says that they're in West Yorkshire.
Ah, right. So that's Harrogate, Halifax. Yeah, I think. But South Yorkshire was renowned for all the coal mining.
Oh, yeah?
And in Sheffield, we had a lot of trouble during the miners' strike, because our local pit is called the Orgreave Pit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether you got to know about it over there, but I'm talking about I think it was 84. And during the miners' strike, there was a hell of a lot of trouble and disturbance involving riot police and striking miners, and there was a lot of bad feeling in South Yorkshire at that time.
He's on the dialect panel, Linda. He's already.
By the way, if I drop into Sheffield, I won't expect you to understand everything I say, because there is actually a book out called How to Speak Sheffieldish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because and the way I talk sometimes, if you wrote it down, it just doesn't make sense.
I can understand you very easily, but I spoke to someone in the UK that I couldn't understand easily, and I had to keep saying, just slow down for a minute. I'm thinking, like, she's speaking English, and I keep telling her, just slow down, let's go back. And they say New Yorkers talk fast. And I was, I had to keep telling her to repeat it, slower, because she was like a mile a minute, and, they throw in a bunch of words that we don't use. So I'm just like, wait, yeah, but I can understand very easily.
Give you an example of a really short phrase in Sheffieldish. What was your week? Did you hear that?
What's your wing? Did you say?
Who was she with?
What does she weigh?
Who was she with?
Who was she? We.
Can you imagine what that actually means?
No.
To translate that is, who was she with?
Oh, who is she with? Okay.
So
Mandy
instead of
Hall
saying,
knew
"Who
it.
was she
Mandy
with?"
Hall knew it right away. Yeah. Who's she with?
Well, greetings in Sheffield. There are long greetings and short greetings. The usual shorter greetings are not indeed. Can you repeat that, Karen?
Say it one more time.
Right, this is the slow version. Not indeed.
Not indeed.
That's it. You've got it.
I don't know what it's saying. Yeah.
See, people in the next county to us, so Derbyshire, North Derbyshire, call us Deedars.
Yeah.
We are known as Deedars because everybody we talk to, not indeed. How's it going
Not
on?
indeed. Okay.
Not indeed. How's it going on? All right.
They want you to do some more.
I could go on. Really, I'm quite proud of my accent, but I find it better to speak properly.
It means hello, not indeed. Not indeed. Okay.
Oh, well, we've had the who, wash, you, we, but honestly, the things that we say, I can't believe I grew up in Sheffield. it's incredible. When I visit my brother, who lives down in, he lives in the Midlands of the UK, near Stratford-on-Avon. You'll be familiar with Stratford-on-Avon.
Something about
You've left me.
the Navy. No, I'm here. I'm listening to something about the Navy.
No, Stratford-on-Avon.
I'm not good at this game. This game is not for me. I'm not doing well. Sounded like the Navy.
Well, I forget that.
Shakespeare. They're saying Shakespeare?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
So my brother, my older brother lives down there, and I visited some weeks ago, and nobody understood a bloody word I said. So I had to revert to speaking in the Queen's English, which, by the way, the Queen isn't.
The Queen's English.
No, she isn't.
No.
The official language in the UK is the Queen's English.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the joke is, but by the way, the Queen isn't.
Right. And what happened to the King's English?
Well, I don't know.
Is it different?
Thanks,
Is it very different than the Queen's English?
Yeah, there aren't many people can shut me up, but you've done it.
Received English. Yeah. US.
I have some music on in the background, Carolyn. It's a radio station that plays just 60s music.
Yeah.
And my favourite song is Sweet Caroline.
Is it? Yeah. That was
But
my that
your
song
name
is
is
very
not
special to
Caroline.
me. Yeah.
You are actually Carolyn.
I know, but see, ever since I was little, that song, they've always had that song with me because there was no Carolyn, so they always did the Caroline. And it's very funny because when I moved to New York, everybody calls me Caroline. They spell my name right, but they pronounce the Lyn Caroline.
Oh.
Everybody calls me Caroline here. Hey, Caroline. And I'm talking, it's crazy. People that know me, like, and I don't even correct anyone anymore because they do it now all the time here. It's very strange.
Well, over here, Caroline is spelled
Line, right?
Yeah.
I know. That's how it's spelled here too. But people, I don't know what they do. Caroline all the time. Where's Caroline? And at first it was weird, but now I just answer to anything.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But almost all the people around here call me Caroline.
Well, I prefer to call you Big C.
Okay, Big C, that's good. That works.
Yeah.
That works.
But you're the head of the band. I mean, you're the lead singer.
Yeah. Not me. I can't. I'm like tone deaf. But
All our the Ramblers are just accomplices into this.
Yeah.
Into this, whatever you want to call it.
they like you a lot. They're saying you're a great guy. You're funny. You're charming. They said.
And I'm footloose and fancy free.
He's footloose and fancy free, ladies.
Have drums will travel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm sure you'll get some offers in here. This is a good room. This is a good room for men to work because there's a lot more ladies than men in here. I'll tell you that much.
I've noticed. Yeah.
See, they already said, is he married? No, Angel Callie, he is footloose and fancy free, and he has his drums, and he will travel.
I've always preferred the company of ladies to men, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think yeah. The rooster. We only have a few roosters in this hen house, right? Manager of Three Monsters. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're adorable.
Can
Mrs.
I,
Mick Jagger said.
Can I quickly show you a photograph of my grandson William?
Sure. Yeah.
It's up on the wall here. I've got honestly pictures all over the place.
Right.
Here we go, William. There is William.
Aw, very cute. Wow. How old is he? 4, you said?
He's now 4. Yeah.
4. Very
that
cute.
was when he was 2.
Yeah. Very
In
cute.
his shirt and braces.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fantastic kid.
Very cute. He looks adorable.
Yeah, he starts big school this year in September.
Oh, wow.
Well, we're calling it big school, but it's like his first
Kindergarten? Is that kindergarten?
Pre-K? It's the one up.
Pre-K.
It's the one up from infants.
Yeah, it's probably the pre-K. We
Yeah.
call it pre-K here. Preschool or...
Oh, no, he's doing preschool now.
Oh, he's doing preschool now? So what is it?
Yeah. So now in September he goes actually to a proper, let's call it a junior school?
Junior school?
No, junior school is from the age of 5, I think. Anyway, forget that.
Yeah.
Next photograph.
Okay.
This is granddaughter William's sister,
Okay.
Georgia. This is Georgia.
Oh, wow. Cutie too. How old is she?
She is now 2.
Now she's 2. Okay, wow. Very cute.
And they both have red hair.
Oh, they have red hair. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it runs in my family.
Oh, and Cowgirl wants to know if you like the Rangers or the Manchester United.
Sheffield United.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Sheffield United just joined the Premier League.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they got promoted last season.
And then let's see. Manager said you have precious gingers. Do they call the redhead gingers over there? Gingers?
Yeah, well,
No?
no, Ginners.
Gingers. Like they call them gingers here if you have red hair.
Oh, now it's Ginners over here.
Oh, okay.
We take the G out.
Oh, you take the G out. Okay.
Ginners. Yeah, all my one side of my family all had red hair. I had red hair. Right? And I hated it.
Yeah.
All the nicknames and.
Oh yeah, they say it could be mean. Do they do the same thing over there with the red hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter Lucy, she has red hair, bright red hair, and
Wow.
it caused her lots of problems at school.
And
Lots of
Lucille
problems.
Ball had red hair too. Lucy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I may have a picture of Lucy. Here we are. There's my little girl.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
She is now 32.
Oh, and that's your daughter,
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
youngest.
your youngest. Okay.
Yeah, the next one up is Ian. He is 34.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see a pattern coming here. And my oldest son, Andrew, is 36. You see the pattern?
Who's the parents of the two little ones?
That's the oldest lad, Andrew.
Oh, Andrews. Okay.
Yeah, so I had kids in 2 year spurts. Oh, sorry, that sounds terrible.
No,
But in
that's
2 years,
that's
2
how a
years
lot of
back,
2 years is a lot of people have them 2 years apart. It's good. Good
yeah. We
age.
decided that was the best age gap
Mm-hmm.
for each kid to help the other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
in my family, I was 6 years younger than my brother,
Oh yeah.
and bear in mind it doesn't sound much 6 years, but as we got older, we grew further and further apart. The 6 years was just too big a gap because I couldn't go to the same school as him.
Mm-hmm.
He passed his exams and went to college, and I didn't.
Right.
And we had different friends.
Yeah, and
as
then
soon
there's
as-
some people that think, you can't please everybody kind of thing, because then some people will say, oh, well, then he was lucky because you each had your parents, individual attention for a certain period of time. You didn't have to compete with it, so I don't know. There's so many, however you have your kids, they're always going to have some.
For my brother, they call him Ron, it was great for him. He had 6 years of just him.
Right.
Now, then all of a sudden I burst into the scene. You can tell I didn't burst in quietly. So all of a sudden he's got competition. Not much competition, but competition nevertheless. But we just didn't hang out together.
Right.
The gap was too big. My friends were little, his friends were big, and we just never got to hang out together. And I'm afraid it carried on through life.
Oh.
He got married at the age of 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sort of 17, and he moved away from Sheffield.
Oh.
And he had a really good job. He was an accountant, earned a lot of money. I had a rubbish job, earning bugger all. And so he got married and moved away from Sheffield, and that's it. We more or less never saw each other. It was probably every perhaps 2 or 3 months for a couple of hours, and that'd be it. So we just drifted apart, and I'm afraid he is now 73, and I'm 67. It's just as bad. He has a different way of life.
Then maybe you'll get, I don't know. There's still time, I don't know. Might get closer. My sister and I were 6.5, almost 7 years apart. And yeah, but we still had a lot of the, I don't know, maybe it's because we were girls. I don't know.
I think that may well be it. Yeah. Because, like I said, he moved in different circles to me. I lived in what they lovingly call a rough area of Sheffield, called Attercliffe, where I was born and brought up. We were both born and brought up in Attercliffe, which was an area of Sheffield where all the steelworks were.
Right.
And people were the salt of the earth in Attercliffe. And he moved out of it. He went away from it. He probably just didn't like it. I don't know. I loved it. I loved living down there. And he didn't have any friends down there. Because he grew up with people that he lived in a different area of Sheffield. And so he preferred their company, and that's the way it was. And I'm afraid that's the way it is. He's been brought up, his life has come up in like a bubble. He's always had money, so he's always been able to afford to be comfortable. I haven't. I've been the opposite. And I've been brought up rough, if you like, rough and ready. I'm ready for anything. I've seen life. I have done things I'd rather not talk about, but I've also done things that I shout from the rooftops about.
Right.
And there's such a big gap between my life, from the bad to the really, really good.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
my brother's life was all lovely, not bad.
Right.
Not really, really good, just really, really lovely. And we go to the pubs where people don't swear. And we go to the pubs where you sit down at the table and drink your gin and tonic.
Yeah, so I
Whereas
mean, it could be you could be just not compatible with each other. It could maybe not even be so much with the age. I mean, it could be a lot of things, right?
I found out when I visited, we still have the same sense of humour,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think you can ever lose.
Right.
If you pardon the expression, love taking the pee out of people. I love it.
That's a good one.
and sometimes I nip a joke in when I'm talking to someone, and you can look at the expression on the face that the thing has gone way over the head, and that to me is fantastic. I'm sort of giggling inside, and I have to turn away sometimes. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I have a corner shop, a local. Do you have a local corner shop?
Do I have a local what kind of shop?
Corner shop. We're literally on the corner of two streets. Right, there is a shop that is local.
Right.
Corner of two streets, so
Yeah.
it's called the local corner shop.
Oh, the corner shop. Yes.
Yeah. The guy, you're not understanding me.
We used to have a store. It was called The Other Store. Just called The Other Store. That's the name of the store. It was The Other Store.
Oh, so you didn't go to that store, you went to the other store.
Right. You going to the other store? No, no, The Other Store. No, okay. Oh, you mean The Other Store? The one? Yeah, the Other Store. Crazy name, right? The Other Store.
Oh, I
Corner
love
shop.
it.
The Other Store. That would be good if there was a corner shop and then the other store. You going to the corner shop? Yeah. Go to the other store?
And the guy behind the counter is Polish. His name is Lucas. Well, Luca. I don't know. I call him Hey, Polish guy. And he's been over here 11 years. He's 34 years old.
Uh-huh.
He's married. He's got twins. And he's such a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
He's, the best person to have working behind the counter in a local shop is
Right.
Luca. He will do anything for you. If you go in and ask for something that they haven't got, don't worry, I get it for you. I'll order it. It blows my mind that the trouble he will go to people, and he has so many people going to that shop
Right.
that he knows them all.
Yeah.
He knows them all.
We have a shop like that downtown, downtown. It's not even town. We don't even have a traffic light, but it's called the Trading Post. And there is nothing that they don't have. You can go there, you can get chainsaw oil, you could get a pizza, you could get a nail clipper, whatever. Like we try to sometimes stump them, like just call, hey, do you have this? Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah,
No matter
just a
what it
minute.
is, they have it. Eyeglass repair kit. Oh yep, got it. You just think of crazy things like toe callus pads. Yeah, we got them. Okay. It's anything. Even my brother from New Jersey says there's nothing they don't have. You can't stump him. He's got everything.
Lucas,
anything from automotives to down to health and beauty aids. It's just
Lucas has a magic box.
He has a magic
behind
box?
the counter. Yeah, behind the counter.
Wow.
And if there's anything that's not out in the store, anything that's not on the shelf, you say to Lucas, have you got one of those little tiny AAA batteries? I just want one.
Oh yeah, I got it in the magic box, right?
And he says, well, they're sold in packs of whatever. He said, yeah, but I only want one. So he goes down. Hey, there you go. So he sells him one battery. Or rather, he doesn't sell him one battery. He gives it him.
Yeah.
He gives it him.
Yeah, no, that's what sounds like our guy. Yeah, it's funny. They have everything, or it's like, and then he'll call us too, like, and he'll be like, my mother's going somewhere. You guys have a cell phone? Because I'm like, he's asking for a cell phone to sell. So, and I happened, because he knew I was a blogger, and they would have me do these reviews on these cell phones, and we didn't use these Samsung. So I'm like, so Jimmy's like, yeah, I got a couple of them. So he goes down there, and he sold the guy a cell phone for his mother that was going overseas, and she, I'm just like, it's crazy, right? Just call them up there. They have a lot of stuff. Yeah, they ask him if they have a cell phone. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
So,
incredible. Well, this
yeah.
corner shop also has in a particular section of the shop a post office.
Oh, post office, yeah.
Yeah, it's an actual post office within the store. So
Yeah.
it's a secure room. It's like an escape room, if you like.
We had that too here. We had a general store, and there was a door that was common, and the post office. You'd go through the little door, and there was the post office, and it was connected to the general store.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Then they knocked that one down, and they built a new post office, but there was a general store right next to it too, connected.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this has actually been built inside the original shop.
And yeah, wow.
So they took a corner of the original shop and made this secure room because there's a safe in there, that houses thousands and thousands of pounds on a
Right.
daily basis. It's a really busy post office
Oh,
where
see, the
people
post
in
office
my-
is here. I don't know. In the UK, are the post offices failing in the UK?
Sorry, say that again, Karen.
Are they like your post office is in the UK? In America, they're failing. Like they're going out of business because people aren't mailing letters anymore, and a lot of them have reduced their hours. Like our post office is only open 3 hours a day, and some of them have closed completely. Like, and they merged them in with other towns because there's not enough.
Well, we've had hundreds of post offices closed, but the ones that are still open are doing full day hours. Sort of from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 at night.
Right? Yeah, they're closing down
There
all
aren't
over.
any
So
that are doing limited hours, but there are a limited number of post offices.
So somebody's dad
Because there's
TV
so many alternatives now.
Hmm?
So many alternatives to.
Oh, I
to using
know,
the-
right? Yeah. I mean, the one thing is the packages, but then a lot of people ship with the UPS. You guys have UPS over there?
Yeah.
Right. So they ship with UPS, and then they bypass the postal service altogether, or FedEx, and so the post office, took a big hit, right?
Yeah.
People don't even send Christmas cards much anymore either here, because they do it like digitally, electronically, or they're on Facebook and they share Christmas photos there, and they don't even send Christmas cards.
I insist on cards for everything. I love getting cards.
Right. I still send a Christmas card, which is normally a photo of everyone, collage or something. I send those, but I get fewer and fewer every year. Either people say, we're not sending them, or you could see us on Facebook, and fewer and fewer cards every year.
Yeah, or they paste something on Facebook saying, "Oh, Merry Christmas to all my
right,
family."
Yeah. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be asked.
Right. Yeah. And it's or my sister will be like, "We're not sending cards this year. We're going to donate to a charity instead."
Oh, rubbish.
And I bet you so many of them say that and don't even do it. They just don't want to send the cards, and they want you to think that they're not being lazy.
I have an annual argument with my kids about sending Christmas cards, and what they'll say is, "Well, Dad, you come in at Christmas anyway. We'll give you the card when you come." No, I want to get it in the post.
Right. Yeah.
I want it coming through that little hole in my door.
Right. They want to know what your tattoo is. They want you to show them your tattoo.
Oh, that one that is done by my eldest son, Andrew. That's a Swift,
Oh, okay.
right? The family crest.
Oh, the family crest.
But it's only me who got it.
Oh, only you. Okay.
Everybody was going to have it, right? Everyone was going to have it. So I was a guinea pig. He took up tattooing as a whim.
Yeah.
And I was a guinea pig, so he didn't mean that. Oh, yeah, great. We're not having it. We ain't going to do that. So the other one, I got another one.
And what is that?
That is a snare drum.
Oh, a snare drum. Okay.
Yeah, that is actually the first snare drum I bought back in 1970, called a Premier 2000.
Interesting.
And I also have those are my kids. Those are my kids' initials, apparently.
And your
I
son,
can't see
your
it.
son did all of these tattoos?
Yeah. I was his guinea pig. So
Yeah. You
if he
didn't
got
make any
any
mistake. You didn't make any mistakes, right? Like getting something big on your back you regretted, right?
I'll tell you what, if you make a mistake tattooing, there's no going back.
I know. Yeah, I know. Oh, we'll
And
make it into something
I was
else.
threatening him. I was threatening him all the time he was at it doing this. I said, if you put a man's appendage on my arm, I will slit your throat.
Oh my
So
God.
he didn't.
Right. Good.
That frightened him. That frightened him off.
Yeah. Did he just come over the house and do them?
No, what he did, he set up his a little studio in his house. Well, in his kitchen actually. His wife Liz, she's beautiful. My daughter-in-law is beautiful. She puts up with so much rubbish from him. Honestly, he has his own business now. He's got an Etsy site called A Swift Creations, and he makes masks, horror masks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He has a lot of customers from over there. Over
What's
in the US
the name of the
and,
business? What's it called?
A Swift Creation.
A Swift Creations.
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Been going quite a few years now. He's managed to make it his total only income now. He's a self-made man. It's his own business.
Great.
He gave up his, the day job sort of thing, and started doing that. And honestly, if you saw the processes that he has to go through to make a mask,
Right.
you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. If you look on the website, on that Etsy site, there's some photographs of different stages of doing it. But the basic first stage is sculpturing in clay.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know. He's taught himself to do all this, all these procedures. My kids are so clever. I don't really get it.
So he's very artistic, right? He must be very artistic, right, to do that and the tattoos.
He started off doing painting, drawing. I've got loads of his stuff all over my house. And he's the artistic one. The next one down, Ian, he's 2 years younger. He plays bass guitar. Taught himself to play bass guitar. He's in 2 different bands. And the big one, Andrew, he's a drummer like me.
Oh.
He's in a band at the moment. They're practicing really, really hard at the moment, trying to get a set together so they can go out and start playing.
Yeah. You guys jam together? You guys jam when you... Yeah.
We have never, honestly, you won't believe this, we have never, ever played together.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, the 2 drummers and the bass guitarist. What we going to do?
But even at the house, you never did it. Let's try it.
My daughter Lucy is a wannabe singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's in a cappella group, choir, whatever. There's about 40 odd of them, all singing at once. Imagine women, 40 of you making that noise all at once.
Well, that would be fun if you all went out. If you got some extra people and went on the road together. That would be like the Partridge Family a little bit. Less some members, right? You didn't have everybody, but you'd have some.
We'd be the Swift family. Yeah.
That's right, the Swift family. Yeah. Then maybe everybody will get the crest then once it takes off.
I'll be trying to encourage Big Lad Andrew to stop playing drums and start playing the keyboard.
Keyboard, yeah, that's what you need. You definitely need a keyboard player, to go on the road. Yeah.
He does play keyboard, but like me, he loves drumming.
Right. You might have to pick up, just in another guitarist.
We both take our anger out on the drum.
Yeah, that's good to take it out on the drums and not something else, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But especially the Big Lad. He's always been into weight training and what have you. And a few years ago, he joined this charity boxing thing where you spent 12 weeks training to box. This guy taught you how to box for 12 weeks. You paid so much a week, I forget how much it was. And then the end of 12 weeks, they had a publicized evening of boxing bouts where people paid a lot of money to come and watch for charity, supposedly.
Charity. Oh,
So he worked really, really hard. Him and his friend for 12 weeks doing all this training. And literally the last week of training, someone smacked him in the face and broke his nose.
Great. The last week, right?
Did that bother Andrew? It bothered Andrew not.
No.
Because the following week he boxed his bout with a broken nose, and it came as a dead heat. It finished as a draw, but he broke his nose again.
Oh gosh.
It got broken in 2 different places.
Oh boy. But it was
Honestly.
all worth it, right? He said all worth it.
Well, it's a badge. It's a badge of honor. You know?
Badge of honor. Yeah.
Yeah. He earned a lot of money for charity that night. A lot.
Well, that's
of
good. That's good. He should have played on the sympathy of everybody for the 2 broken noses, right?
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't take that. He's not that sort of kid. He wouldn't take it. It's just how it is.
Yeah. It's
Dad,
fine.
what do you expect when you're boxing? Somebody hits you in the face to break your nose. That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not for me. No. I'd be the guy in the corner with the bucket and water and sponge.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Twice, Carolyn, would you hold?
He's also been what do you have over there? Security guys on the doors of nightclubs. You have them over
bouncer. They're called bouncers here. Bouncers.
Yeah. Well,
They'll bounce you right out of there if you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah. Well, the first instance is actually getting in the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they
Right.
don't
You don't make it. Yeah. You're not on the list.
Yeah. If you're not the right age or not in some semblance of normality, like if you're totally drunk, you don't get in.
Oh no.
But the number of people that want to argue with these massive guys, and my son Andrew is massive,
Yeah.
that want to argue with these big guys, and I don't understand why they want to argue.
Right. But you know what? There's a comedian, an Italian. There's an Italian comedian, and he says he won't argue with anyone anymore. It doesn't matter their size because all the guys know the mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
And so you could look at somebody, he doesn't look too bad, right? You know, and he goes, you don't mess with them because they'll be, you know, like, and it's like gone.
Well,
so he's very funny. He's like, he's like, somebody tells me to get off the seat of a plane, I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm not going to stand up to you. He's like, and he's funny because it's true now. You know, so many people with the mixed martial arts, they could be like really small or really thin, you know, and they're just like, you know.
Well, if they couldn't handle themselves, they wouldn't be on the door.
Right.
Because I don't know whether it's same over there, but over here you have to be registered, and you have to have a license to be a doorman.
Right.
And so you have to pass all sorts of regulations and rules, and you have to be able to handle yourself, literally. And my big lad, Andrew, he can put you down with one finger.
Right.
Literally one finger.
Wow.
And it's very, very painful.
Yeah, I imagine if he's
So
putting
who
it
did,
down.
who did he try it out on?
What?
Have a guess who he tried it out on?
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
And I was in a heap on the floor.
You need
Right.
FoxyBot to tell you how to get away from that. FoxyBot says you just grab like this and you know kick them and you're good.
Well, I don't argue with anyone. I just don't argue.
Right.
Life is too short to argue.
Yeah, right?
Don't start. That's me arguing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time today, yeah. Oh, by the way, over here, it's 9:20.
Oh, it's
In the morning.
Yeah. You're having your biscuits. Do you have Jaffa cakes over there? Jaffa cakes?
Well, actually, I get up in the morning and don't do anything but drink coffee. Coffee. I have coffee.
No tea?
Tea is the later in the day.
Oh, okay, later in the day?
Yeah, I drink green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Green tea with mint.
Oh, okay, very good.
And no milk and no sugar because I'm sweet enough.
Oh, because I thought they told me that you all make it with milk over there, no?
They do, yeah, that is the national drink of tea is with milk.
Oh, okay.
Nothing fancy, we have our own tea. We have Yorkshire tea.
Yeah. Just a black tea, just a black Black tea?
yeah,
Black tea.
yeah. With milk and 2 sugars.
Milk and 2 sugar. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I can't stand milk anymore.
No.
It's frankly, my kids keep telling me I ought to drink milk, but I don't like it.
No, I don't like. I mean, I drink the almond milk now myself. I have
Really?
cereal. I have almond milk in it. Yeah.
How do you milk an almond?
They're, you know, they say that around here because this is a big dairy farm, you know, area. So the dairy farms are they're having big trouble, you know, big trouble. And so they got on the news and they're like, these people around here, they drink almond milk. How do you milk an almond? That's exactly what they said on the news. And, you know, I feel bad because if you see any of the farmers in the stores, you know, and you're buying almond milk, they're looking at you like, you know, thanks. That's why we're struggling here. But keep buying that almond milk. Have fun, you know? So, yeah, they're like, but I'm the only one. I'm the only one in the family that drinks the almond milk. Everybody else drinks the cow's milk.
Pet an almond, can you? You can't pet an almond. Can you?
Have I what?
Can you? Pet an
Oh,
almond.
pet an almond? No.
No.
But they're not. But
No.
yeah, they're not loud like cows, and so you don't have to hook them up to the electronic milkers and everything. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, in Sheffield, we have, although we're only sort of 10 minutes away from fantastic Peak District countryside,
Mm-hmm.
we have an inner city farm called Healy. It's an area of Sheffield called Healy. It's a Healy farm where kids could go to see animals.
Right.
And they can go really close up and stroke them and
Oh
everything.
yeah. You can
You know.
here too. Yeah. We have the farms all over here. Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, even now, there are kids in Sheffield that have never seen a cow.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
And this was back in, when I was a kid, back in the 1950s and 60s. That was prevalent then, because we never got to leave Sheffield.
Oh, okay.
Right? So we never saw a cow.
Mm-hmm.
But now, kids, there are even kids that have never touched an animal.
Yeah, I believe there used to be a commercial a long time ago for kids in New York City that they had like kids like in the inner city, kids that weren't very privileged. They never got out of the city. And so there was a program, I forget what it was called, but it would get them out to the country. And
Right.
so one of the commercials was, you know, they went up to the kid and they said, have you ever seen a cow? And the kid goes, yeah, once on TV. You know, and they're saying like, well, we got to get these kids out of the city. They have never even seen a cow, you know, so
Yeah.
that was their whole platform that they got.
But you have Central Park.
Yes, but a lot of the kids,
There's nothing like
Central
that
Park
in
doesn't have
Central Park.
cows. It has exotic animals, but still, you know, a lot of the kids never even got, you know, didn't even have parents that could take them there. These were like underprivileged kids, and they would get them to a summer camp for the summer. So that was their slogan, you know, that they were going to get these kids out of the city and, you know, let them stay somewhere where they can swim and learn things and get them out of the city.
So was money a big thing in that respect then?
Hmm. For the inner city kids, yeah. For the kids that didn't, you know, have two parent families, or they're, you know, single moms, or didn't raise with grandparents. So yeah, for the underprivileged, that was their thing. Like I think back in the 70s.
Right. Oh, by the way, on a lighter note, my big lad Andrew went over to New York with his wife Liz for a belated honeymoon, if you like.
Oh,
And it was what time of year was it? I think it was November time.
yeah. In the
And,
city, New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were in Central Park. It was covered in snow, apparently.
Central Park,
And-
yeah, right. And
And
I
they
think,
took some photographs of guys. They call them beggars, tramps, whatever.
yeah, the homeless, yeah.
Down
Right,
in-
yeah.
down in- less fortunate.
Yes, definitely.
Well,
There's a problem, yeah.
This guy, for a few dollars, apparently would do some breakdancing.
Yeah, a lot of them play music. Some of them, you can put something in the guitar case, or if they have a guitar
Well,
case.
Andrew being Andrew, said like, just keep dancing, mate, and I'll keep chucking dollars at you.
Hmm.
And they had to drag him away to finish. They was chucking all their money at him.
Yeah. That's
For a
that's
big
nice.
guy, for a big guy, he has an enormous heart.
Oh, that's good.
Honestly, he's such a fantastic kid.
Did they like New
so-
York City? Did they like it?
Oh yeah. They spent, I think they spent 10 days there,
Mm-hmm.
and 10 days and £2,000.
Now, 2,000 pounds is what in American dollars? Is
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
What is that? Like 3,000 American
It
dollars?
went-
What is
apparently
the
it went-
conversion for the pounds to dollars?
Well, I'm talking about how many years ago now? So 6 years ago it was,
Oh, okay.
You know.
Is it?
but it
is
didn't last long.
your
last long
your
at all.
pound? How much is a pound compared to a dollar?
I think it's like sort of 120, 130.
Okay. A little. All right.
Oh, it's not very much difference these days.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to the euro conversion.
Yeah, you know what's very confusing in your country? I'll tell you. Your system of weight with the stones. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. People are like, I lost 2 stones or something. It's like, you lost 2 stones, or I lost a stone, right? Stone is 10 pounds, is it?
Well, a stone is £14.
Oh, 14 pounds. That's where it's crazy. Like 14, why is it 14 pounds, you know? Why isn't it 10 pounds or, it's
Well,
14?
actually, it's very interesting because the unit of measurement when I was a kid was pounds and ounces, and the currency was pounds, shillings, and pence.
Mm-hmm.
And the basis of the weights and measures is that actually, I think, French. It's called avoir du poids.
Oh, yeah?
Don't ask me what that. I haven't a clue what that means. I just like saying it. Avoir du poids.
Right. The
Anybody any
metric
idea?
system is what we call that.
What's the
So-
translation? What the translation into English is? Anybody know? Translate from French to English.
Anybody translate that in there?
Avoir du poids. Anyway, so yeah, we went metric, back in 73,
Right.
1973. We lost our pounds, shillings, and pence, which was a pound was 20 shillings.
Right.
A shilling was 12 pence or 12 pennies. We went from pounds, shillings, and pence to pounds and pence, and a pound became 100 pence.
Okay.
Right? Right? So overnight, things changed. It was gradually. We got warned on TV, we got shown conversion tables, we were issued with conversion tables on a little card. So that when prices changed from you call it LSD, pound shillings.
Okay.
Yeah. So when things changed, when prices changed, we could check that we weren't being fiddled,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because any chance that shops get more money off you, they will use it.
Wow.
My local shop where I worked, where we used to go for our mid-morning snacks, they sold a thing called a cheese savoury. And before metrication, it was 3D, which is 3 pennies, right?
Okay.
3 pennies. That's a quarter of a shilling,
Quarter.
which is not bad for a little delicacy of puff pastry with melted cheese.
Cheese pastry. Yeah.
It was fantastic. So overnight, things changed, right? All the shops got new till. Well, some of them got new tills. Some of them just changed the numbers, how they were written on the till. Because they still had some of them had the old, what they called cash registers, with all the different things pressed down.
The brass, yeah, and the numbers, yeah.
Anyway, so this local shop, our lady who fetched lunches and snacks in the office went down to the shop. She came back and said, "You're not going to believe this, but the price of cheese savouries has doubled." What? And what they'd done, they'd literally just changed the name of the amount of money. So from being 3D, they now became 3 pence.
Oh.
But the only thing is, 3 pence was equivalent to 7 old pence. So the the price of the thing had doubled overnight.
Overnight, yeah. Cost of living,
And
right?
people were just accepting it. And can you imagine what I said? I said, you've got to go back. There's something wrong. We're not allowed to do this. You can't just turn it round from 3D to 3P. That's not how it works. And this is a shop. This is a shop that's got all these conversion tables to use, and all they've done is turn the bloody from a
Right.
D to a P.
But you know that song that around Christmas time, it's if you haven't got a heappenny, then God bless you, or something like that. If you haven't,
got a penny, an halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a penny, halfpenny, a party will do. If you haven't got a party, God bless
see,
you.
I thought it was a halfpenny or something like a heappenny or something like. Sounds like a heappenny.
Halfpenny, yeah, that's a
Half penny. A
penny.
half penny, right?
Yeah, we had a penny. We had a one penny piece, a half penny piece, and then the smallest one was a farthing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really small one. But also there was a silver coin. These were copper coins, by the way. There was also a silver coin that was called a tanner.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner.
Tanner.
It was actually equivalent to 6 old pence.
Okay.
So it was a 6 penny piece, and that was like half of a shilling. A shilling was 12 pence.
Okay.
I have a booklet actually that my dad saved of the old British coinage, which not now, but I'd have to find it. If you don't mind, next time we speak, I'll get it out and show you.
Sure.
Yeah, I love the old coins. They were so big. The old coins were really big.
They were. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got less and less.
Well,
And
yeah,
less.
people don't use money anymore. Very few people use money anymore. They all use a debit card or,
Yeah. I said I would never be the type of person that didn't have cash.
I said that
Right.
too. When debit cards first came out and they said, do you want to use the debit card? I said, what am I going to use the debit card for? She's like, we know when you buy your groceries, you just, and I said, why am I going to do that? I said, because I'm like, I would never do that. I said, I pay cash. I know I paid it. It's done. It's finished. I'm
Yeah,
done,
you know-
right? Well, I'm going to put a
and you know
debit
how much
card.
you have.
And then now
know-
that's like all I use is my debit card.
You put your hand in your pocket and you know how much cash you've got,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But if you're continually using your debit card, you haven't got a clue what you've got.
Yeah.
You
right.
don't know what's in your bank until you get your statement.
But now our banking is all on, like, so I can just go on my phone and say, bam, it recognizes my face. It tells, then it's just, it's an instantaneous.
It's too easy. You made it too easy to spend money. Too easy.
But yeah, it's good too for the people that don't like touching money anymore, because now money is like, sometimes you see money, it looks like it has
Charlie.
blood stains. You're like, oh no, the money was in a murder, so I'm like, I don't want it.
That's just reminded me, Carolyn. I can't imagine you ever touching money.
Yeah, nowadays I hate it. Like I didn't like it before, but now with all the, like, if I see, like, I swear to you, I see red, like, oh, that was probably in a murder, it was, I just can't stand it anymore. So now I love my debit card because I don't have to touch anything.
Well, I used to work behind the bar in my dad's workman's club, and on a nightly basis, you'd handle coins,
Oh
hundreds.
yeah. I used to handle money all the time, yeah, and
At the end of the night, you had to wash your hands very, very well
oh
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of the grime.
They
Just off your
they
hands.
stink too. Yeah, that's why the toll collectors wear gloves a lot of the times, because they're so
Oh.
grimy,
Oh.
But now they don't even have toll collectors anymore. They're doing away with all of that. That's gone.
Right.
You're gonna have the Easy Pass, or you have a tolls by mail.
Now, over here, we have a few.
Yeah.
There's one in particular where you don't even have to stop to pay.
Oh
They
yeah,
have like a
that's how it is
massive
here now. That's how it is here.
A
You don't
massive
stop
red-
at all. You just
Oh, they have
drive
a
right
massive
through.
red-
Even if you don't have the Easy Pass, you get a tolls by mail bill for the toll. You
Oh,
just
no.
keep going.
No, what I'm on about is being able to pay with cash, but you don't have to stop.
Oh, yeah.
What they do, at the kiosk, there's a massive metal bowl.
Oh
You
yeah,
have
we
to have
had
the
that,
right-
we had that too, and you throw it in there, right? Yeah, but see, they're getting rid of all that. They don't want anybody even throwing any. They just want you to just go flying down. They took the toll booths down, and
I wouldn't mind.
the
I
way
wouldn't
they
mind
did it
people
up
going
here,
past it.
it's crazy because people aren't used to it, and they just like they're looking for the toll booth, and they're just gone, and they haven't like redirected the road right. I don't know how people are not killed there every day because it's really scary. And my daughter, who's in charge of a lot of these, she's not in charge of the one on the thruway, and I bug her about it every time. She's like, "No, I do the ones in the city. I don't design anything on the thruway." So, but I tell her people are going to be killed over there, you know. So it's like she don't listen to me though.
Can I show you? Can I show you quickly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go, Carolyn. My Polish guy at the corner shop will think I'm dead.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem.
He should be there by now. Can I just show you something?
Sure.
I saw this advertised on YouTube, right? Because I believe it or not, although I'm a drummer, my hands are suffering greatly with arthritis at
Right.
the moment, and I'm in constant pain. But that, by the way, I don't give a bugger. And but I had trouble getting cards out of my wallet, and I saw this wallet advertised on YouTube, and
On YouTube.
it's got a little thing at the bottom of it that you press, and voila, all your cards pop up,
Oh, wow.
and they're so easy to get hold of.
Wow. Pretty nifty. What's it called?
I think it's called Wallet Man.
Wallet Man?
Yeah. I
That's a
thought
nice
it would
wallet,
come from
man.
America. I thought it would come from America. When I received it, it actually came from the UK.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's not an
And
American
how do
thing.
you push them back in? What happens? How do you?
Yeah, just shove them back in and they're gone.
Oh,
But when this little
Little
there,
button.
look,
Oh, I
that's
see,
the
I see.
plastic. So, and you pull it to one side, and up they pop.
wow. Interesting.
all
I've never
full-
seen that. Who's seen that? Anybody seen that?
6. 1,
Wallet
2,
Man.
3.
That's Wallet Man.
It holds up to 6 cards.
6 cards.
Yeah.
Very good. And you can put
You
your
know, you think-
license. You have your driver's license in there. You can put your driver's
Yeah.
license too. Yeah.
I have my old age pensioners bus pass too,
Yeah.
which I have never used.
Yeah. No.
Never used it. Apparently, I could go anywhere in the UK using that bus pass.
Oh, really?
The whole of United Kingdom, I could use that bus pass on a bus and not pay.
Oh, wow. Everybody that gets to a certain age gets one?
Yeah, you have to be 65. Well, it was. The pension age in the UK has gone up recently
is
to
it?
67.
67 now?
67 for men and 65 for women.
Oh, okay.
I think. And a lot of people are annoyed about that. Actually.
So
There's
that's
a lot
like
of people-
that. Are you talking about that's like your Social Security?
Yeah, well, it's what we have a thing called when you retire from work, you pay during your working years, you pay in to national insurance contributions.
Oh,
Yeah?
okay. Yeah.
That pays for healthcare and everything.
Right.
Right? We are very lucky. Unlike you lot over there, I feel really sorry for you.
Yeah.
Over here, we have
there's
a-
only certain
a-
people that get, not everyone that works gets a pension. Everyone is supposed to get Social Security at a certain age when you've worked.
Oh.
But people that work for the government, like my daughter, she will get a pension. But not everybody. Like if you have a mom and pop restaurant business or something, nobody's
Yeah.
giving you a pension. You have to work for the government. You have to work for certain.
Well, over here,
Agencies.
if you're self-employed, you have to arrange your own pension.
Right. Yeah. That's what I hear
But
too. Yeah.
If you're a normal person and you paid your national insurance stamp throughout the years, on retirement age, you get the national retirement pension,
I see. Okay,
which
then.
I get now from the
And
age
you,
of.
and
I
you
got-
get a bus pass, you go anywhere on the bus, free, right? Yeah. No bus pass here, and no what are they? No lunch pass, or people who say no free lunch or something like that.
Yeah, well, there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Right, right. There's no such thing as a free bus
Nothing's free, Carolyn. Nothing's free.
pass. No.
I paid into the government from the age of 16
Right.
till I retired. I paid them God knows how many pounds a week for 50 years,
Right.
right? And that helped pay for what we call our National Health Service,
I see.
and it also pays for the pension. But even now, they're telling you that you cannot live on your pension. So we say, well, make it so we can.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not going to make it so you can. We're going to advise you to get your own.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right,
you
like-
pay into your own.
Definitely. But
It's all a rip-off. All a rip-off.
rip off.
Right, I'm going to have to go.
Yes, you go to your corner store, and
You see, look up.
tell him we all said hello to the Polish guy
Yeah,
at
I will.
the corner store.
I hope I've met up to your expectations.
Yes, it was lovely. Everybody was very happy to see you. That you go read the chat later, okay? And you could see what they said. But no, it was very lovely to have you on, and do come on again.
Yeah. How do I turn you off?
How do you what?
How do I turn you off? I know how to turn you off.
I can.
I'm not sure how to turn you off.
I can turn us off because I'm going to probably go now too, but it was lovely, and I can get us both out of here like this. Like, it'll be like magic. We'll be out.
Cheers,
Okay.
Caroline. Love
And
you, darling.
Thank you. And thank you to our moderators. Thank you to everyone for coming. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to get us out of here. There we go. We're going. We're going to go in 1 second. 5. See, we're gone. Okay. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Swifty. Thanks, Jeff, Linda, everybody that was on tonight, everybody that came in. And I will talk to you tomorrow.